Boom, we are recording.
Yo.
Hello.
These nuts.
So, I wasn't sure what we wanted to start with, what we wanted to talk about first. But I mean, Jeannie held us up because he was getting his COVID shot. So you want to tell us about your experience?
It was like half an hour. Chill out.
It was I just got this. It's so I got the Johnson and
Man.
Johnson one because, well, to be honest with you, I was holding off on it because I saw some TikToks about like people who got it put like magnets up to their skin and shit.
It's bullshit.
And
Yeah, that's
I realized that I didn't try it or nothing. Although it has been only like 30 minutes since I got it, so yeah, I was just thinking about it, and I get this message that there is this birthday thing happening at the goth club I like going to on
It's
Saturday. and it
freaking
said-
goth club, dude. What is up with
Yeah.
you?
Holla.
They said you have to be vaccinated, and I was like, no, this is it. I must do it then.
They can't
So-
keep me out of the club.
I know. So that's what that's what convinced me. I just was like, okay, just give me the one shot. I don't like needles, and I was very scared. But they were very nice to me. They're very chill. They gave me a free
You get a lollipop?
Tylenol. Tylenol.
Well, Biden
Um,
administration, if you're watching this, all you got to do is just threaten to not let people into clubs unless they're vaccinated, and everybody will get the vaccine. Can you imagine?
I'm just foolish. I'm just foolish for that. It was yeah.
I
But no,
definitely
I
hope they
feel-
don't make it mandatory. That's for sure. Because
Well, did you
Not
hear about
doing
New
it.
York?
Yeah, New York just did.
they made it
Wait, what?
mandatory.
You can't go
You
into
can't go to
restaurants, gyms,
restaurants.
like any like big public establishments without being vaccinated now.
Oh,
And I think
holy crap.
that, I mean, New
No way.
York's, the population of New York's so big, like I guarantee you, like California's next. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's stop the spread.
That was a
That's
lot
going
of
to
it, too.
cause some major issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's, I mean,
They're not going to do that down here in Florida in a Republican state. I can tell you that.
well,
People will lose
I
their
mean,
minds.
You're right, actually.
I
People
don't,
will lose their minds.
I don't think every state's gonna do it, but I think like one by one, you're gonna see more and more do that. I don't
Mhm.
know. We'll see, unless New York, gets in trouble and they're like, hey, you can't be doing that. It's violating HIPAA rights and stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, what
Well,
happened to like your choice? Shouldn't isn't that the whole?
well,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
France is making it mandatory, and they're making it so you have to have a passport. So
I
Jeez.
feel
First
like
big country to do it.
Once it gets like is it the FDA that's in charge of that? In charge of like
HIPAA
actually
stuff?
backing like the vaccines?
So FDA has to like stamp their approval on it,
Right.
and because it hasn't been like a full year, I don't know if it's a year or I think it's a full year. It has to be a full year that they've been doing like actual clinical trials on it before they can give it the actual seal of approval. And they tested it, but only for like a couple months, and they were like, well, we need to get this out for emergency use. So they couldn't give it the actual stamp, but they gave it the emergency use stamp. So it's approved.
I mean,
but
I don't have a huge issue with it so long as it gets like actually approved, like
it will.
completely, full seal of approval, right?
They said it's just a
because,
matter of
like,
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like in schools, don't you have to be like you have to have certain vaccinations done so that like you're not spreading crap, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably when you're
Yeah.
younger, yeah, and you initially enroll in school, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, how is it different?
I mean, it's not approved for children 6 and under, I think. Right? Is that the number?
Sounds about right. Something like that.
I think
Well,
I
why-
thought it was
why-
12 and under.
Why is that though? Does it have like side effects, or is it just like they don't know if it's gonna cause problems?
I think it's because they already have started to say that there's enough evidence to show that they can't recommend it or approve it for pregnant women. It's still their choice, but they recommend that until further studies come out on what it does to like a fetus and stuff like that, you shouldn't get it if you're pregnant or you think you're pregnant.
There's just not enough research done
Yeah.
so far. That's why
Yeah.
I'm personally just like
It's
not jumping on the train. I don't have a reason to.
it's
Yeah.
approved for emergency use for healthy adults.
Mhm.
I see.
So
But now it's like they have this new variant out, so it's like, what
There's
good does the
5
vaccine really do?
There's 5 major. I think there's 5 major variants out right now, and the Delta one's the one that's hitting us the worst.
Yep.
Worst, but they said that there's going to be more variants because it's just going to keep mutating as long as it's amongst like the general population.
Same.
But
Mhm.
Fauci, because I was worried, I was like, man, the way they keep talking about this, it sounds like they're going to have another lockdown. But Fauci said that there's enough people vaccinated that they don't plan on that happening at all. So, like
Good.
they said, there might be
That's
mass.
going to cause more issues if they do.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, though.
Again,
they don't want to.
I always hear like Fauci is like super unreliable, though.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
anybody who works
like
for the
that guy.
government has got like shady stuff going on. I mean,
No, I mean, like, bro, he kept saying, like, I think Joe Rogan was talking about how like he was recommending masks and then saying that they weren't actually like going to do anything, and then
The
like,
masks don't do anything unless they're N95 masks.
Yeah.
so
It goes right through the cloth.
he said,
That's-
the most that like a cloth mask does is it just keeps out like goobers or whatever, like just
It keeps
gross
you
particles
from
and stuff.
spreading like it. Okay, so if let's say if you were to sneeze, with no mask, okay, obviously shit's gonna go everywhere. If you have the mask on, it helps prevent it from going airborne and everywhere. Does some
Right.
stuff still get out? Yeah, of course. They're just cloth masks. And then it's like if you come in contact with it, the virus is going to go through that mask unless it's an N95 mask. That's the whole point of an N95 mask. That's why nurses wear them, doctors, all that. Anybody in the
Right.
medical field wears an N95 mask. Plus, they wear like 3 other masks. So
I get that people are saying, oh, they don't work, this and that. It's not that they don't work. They do lower these like the chance of spreading it. Like it definitely has an effectiveness rate. It's not great, and it's nowhere near
Right.
like having an
It's the
actual
least
sealed
that we
mask,
could
you
do.
know? Yeah, exactly.
it's the least we can do. So it's just like,
Well, it's
just do
more
it.
so just the fact that it seemed like Fauci was like flip flopping on it, like left and
So
right.
Fauci was
which I don't like.
definitely saying they don't work until they knew that they had enough for hospitals and stuff. Like he was trying to avoid them doing he was trying to avoid the toilet paper situation with masks.
Okay.
Same.
So as soon as they knew that they had enough masks, they were like, okay, start wearing them. Like they do work, this and that. I get what you're saying though. The way that they went about it was very scummy, and I agree with that. That was not right. Like they should have been like, look, like honestly, dude, why don't they just say like, okay, like we can't sell masks to the public until we know we have enough for the hospitals. Like it's simple as that. Don't
We're gonna freaking
don't
riot over
They
it.
literally
dude.
spread misinformation by trying to stop people from panic buying. Like it's just like,
It's because,
No,
dude,
they
no
like
matter
to
what,
inflict fear into everybody too. So
yeah.
yeah, people. If you tell them like, hey, we can't sell these, like for some reason, people will still find a way to like,
Yeah.
be mad about it. It's
Mhm.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't have an issue with masks. Like I personally liked having them, but
Mhm.
God, man, like it is lame that they're just like, all right, we're gonna lie to you guys just because it'll make things a little bit easier. It's like, come on, dude, come on.
Chris, I was gonna say one thing that has come out of the whole mask thing that I think is funny is all the videos of people making like makeshift masks, like the guy who had like a bra on his face or like underwear.
the guy that had that thing you put over like the pots, the little pot lid, right? And he had it over his face and it was like duct taped or something. I was like, bro, he's on his bike in the middle of New York. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Dude, but I think masks are probably one of like the best representations of like capitalism at its finest, because those masks are not really going to be useful in the next like year or two. But bro, they made so many of those cloth masks. It's insane. Like they got
Yeah.
all kinds
Every
of custom
single
designs and stuff.
every single artist I know had their own mask. Like I'm a big fan of Ice Nine Kills, obviously MGK, all those guys. They all had their own masks.
Yeah.
Everybody jumped on that right
Yeah.
away because it was. I mean, dude, some $15-$20 a piece, and people bought them, and then all these different designs. I got like 7 different Ice Nine Kills
Yeah.
masks.
And they don't necessarily need to last that long either, because like I said, they're not going to be used for more than a few years. So
I mean, they'll pretty much.
But who
last them-
knows? It could have another issue happen,
I
like
think
COVID.
I think it's
40
gonna
years from
literally
now.
be it's gonna be every time there's some kind of virus scare, everybody's gonna pull out the masks. I think that's really what it's gonna be. We're gonna have like
Yeah.
PTSD from this.
I just don't think they're
Bro.
that bad of an idea if they can help keep things clean. I mean, like I was talking, this is like when it all first happened. Like Think about how fucking gross everything was before COVID.
I
Notice
know.
how everybody started, like, the subways finally got cleaned in New York, and like,
Yeah.
right, like self checkouts and like all that stuff is being sanitized after. I've watched like still to this day, like in Walmarts and stuff. After every use, somebody's coming by and spraying that shit down. I'm
Yeah.
like, we weren't doing this before COVID, and I'm sure like I want to see statistics, and I haven't yet, of like the normal sicknesses like colds and all that stuff. What are the stats for the past 2 years? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, since this happened, I have not had even a cold since this happened. And I used to get colds like every year, a couple of times a year. I have not been sick since this all started.
Hey, same
once.
actually.
And it's
Yeah.
weird to think about a little bit.
I
But
think it's
at the
because we're
same
just
time-
inside more.
Is my camera glitching?
Yeah,
little
it's
bit,
freaking
yeah.
out, yeah.
It is.
God,
Yeah,
It's,
hold
it's
on.
pretty grainy.
Get your shit together,
Yeah.
Shut up, dude.
man.
But yeah, I think everybody just has become more cautious with everything, and everybody, it's got drilled in our heads to like wash your hands, be aware of your surroundings, clean your phones, all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and like
Oh my
everybody,
God,
I think
this
Danny
freaking
said, everybody's staying inside more too, which is definitely true.
What happened?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, but
So
I think
far.
I think your mic is messed up again.
Oh my
Yeah, it's louder, I think.
Yeah.
freaking!
I
I
think
hate
he's-
this so much, dude. Is it better now?
That sounds better, yeah. Did you just put up the play button behind you, Danny?
I've had it there for like 2 weeks now.
Oh, I never noticed that. That looks so
I
good.
think I
there.
just noticed that too.
Yeah, they
Looks
can't
so
yeah.
good.
they can't see it. I think they saw it for a second because the camera shifted around when Chris was getting his shit together. But
Say shut up.
but
Can
yeah,
we talk about that? Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so I actually had to just go get tested because my acting class is following like the industry protocol where you
yeah.
have to have like a negative test before you can like show up now. And we weren't doing that before, but since it's getting the numbers have tripled here in like the last 3 days or 4 days or something. So, but that's nationwide.
Okay.
Like you look at the map and everybody's seeing like a huge explosion right now in the Delta variant.
I was gonna say, is it the Delta? It's the Delta variant, though,
Yeah,
right?
because they say the Delta variant is like twice as contagious or something. So it's like, oh, great,
Wait,
that's
so-
But I
wonderful.
also did hear it doesn't hit as hard as COVID-19. So
I heard it
That's
hits
a
worse in
plus.
children, though. Is what they're saying. Children are
Oh,
affected
that's-
more.
maybe.
It's kind of like this. So, like, you guys know what happened with the Spanish flu, right? So the Spanish flu came through, killed a bunch of old people, and then it came back and it hit all like the 20 to 30-year-olds really bad. And so, like, all of a sudden, all the
Mhm.
20 to 30-year-olds are starting to die. And so that's one of the things I'm worried about is that it's going to basically mutate to be more effective against the people that it wasn't before. And that's kind of what we're
Mhm.
seeing with this Delta variant. It's literally, they were like, children are pretty much unscathed by this. And now it's children that are the ones, like pediatricians are saying they're seeing a huge influx of people coming in with symptoms. Children, I mean. So that sucks.
Do you
Because
guys?
they're
do
literally the
believe
ones that
any of
can't
the
get it,
conspiracy-
the vaccination. So,
Do you guys believe any of the conspiracies behind this whole thing?
like how it got out.
Not so much like how it got out, but like the reason behind like COVID. Like
do you mean?
one of the things I don't like 100%, because like nobody at the end of the day, none of us know. At the end,
Right.
nobody has hardcore facts, right? So one of my thoughts is that COVID was they say it came from bats. That's what we initially figured out, right? But then you hear more about like the Wuhan facility and how they test on all this stuff, and I'm like, I almost thought it's like, and I know there's different strains of like COVID and stuff, but I almost feel like it was like either like man-made, but for the reason of like thinning out the herd, like thinning out the
Oh.
population.
Oh, whoa.
So,
I don't
that's-
know.
I don't
Because it really affected old people, and honestly, the easiest people to get rid of
Are
to
old
thin the
people.
herd would be
Or
old people,
yeah.
and they get sick really easily.
get these
they
boomers out of
really-
here.
At the end of the day, it's sad to say, because at one time they did, but they don't really contribute a whole lot to society compared to younger people who are like still working. Most of them are retired. They're just traveling. They're doing, whatever. So, but it's like, when you think about it, it's like, that would be one kind of sneaky way
I don't
to
know.
like
I've always heard that,
thin the
that
population.
China wanted to like cripple the whole
Take over
world's
the US?
economy. And if
I've
that, I
heard
mean, if
there's
that was
some
the
things about
goal,
them
they
taking over.
definitely affected the world economy big time. You know, by the
Oh,
causing this
100%.
outbreak.
We're still
Yeah.
seeing those
I
issues
mean,
happen.
dude, there's a lot of rumors right now talking about a housing bubble getting ready to pop.
I
like
hope
in the
to
next
God
year or
it
two.
crashes. Because like I'm trying to look for a house, and there's houses that are going from 217,000. I just found a house. Granted, it had an underground pool. Everything was redone. New AC,
Wait,
new roof,
did
all
you
that
say
cool
an
stuff.
underground pool?
Yes, you
Or
go into a
in-ground-
cave.
In-ground pool. I always say
What the-
underground. In-ground.
It's just a normal pool,
in-ground pool.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was for a second.
No,
I was
I
like,
know,
this guy's
it's
gonna
like-
be in a cave.
Yeah, you have to go in a
Yeah.
cave to get to it.
Underground.
You gotta go
That is pretty
I
spelunky.
don't know
badass.
why. That's just like drilled into my head. I say underground, in-ground pool, and it sold for 216,000 in 2017, so 4 years ago. It's going for $400,000 now,
Yeah,
and I'm like, yes, they did a new roof and they did the new screen around the pool and they did a new AC unit, but I'm like, that's like what, maybe a $30,000 investment tops.
yeah. I think
That's
should be
not
going for
200
like
grand.
And
should
they're
be going for
trying
like
to get-
325 or something at the most.
Yeah, they're
man.
trying to get $183,000 return on investment. Like that's
That is
almost
ridiculous.
double what you bought it for.
Yeah,
So you could probably, essentially, if you sold it for 400,000, you would probably profit $150,000.
yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
I've seen people
How's
on
that even worth
TikTok
that?
complaining that they were gonna buy a house, but then like they realized, hey, like I'll sell this house. I'm probably not gonna get what I want for it because everybody's complaining that houses are too expensive, and so they're just refusing to
Mhm.
buy. And then the house
Yeah.
he wants, the price went up. Like within the last like week, he's like the price of the house went up like 20 grand. He's like everything is super overvalued, and he's like, and then I mean, if you've seen The Big Short, they talked about how they had all these subprime loans, right? Where basically banks were taking shitty loans and making them look like they were like good loans with decent rates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, wasn't it like they were actually concerned that it was going to get bad enough to where like money wasn't going to come out of the ATMs or something like that? And that's why there was like a huge bailout and stuff like that.
Whoa.
I think that might have
I
been
didn't hear
when
about that.
might have been when GM and stuff was going on. I don't know.
Right.
But
I know
anyways,
interest rates are super low right now for houses too.
yeah. At the end of The Big Short, they said that they were like, oh, and and then everything, like they got all the people, they threw them in jail, all this stuff like that, and they're like, nope, just kidding. They just changed them to something else and kicked the can down the road. So it's probably gonna happen again, So
Yeah.
and because of COVID and the way that everything's been with the housing market, it might have sped that up. And so in the next year or two, we might see a huge housing market crash.
I'd love to see it go down to what it should be worth, so I can get
I'm
a
looking
damn
for a house
house.
in a year, so
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm just, man. When I moved down to Florida, I moved in with my parents because I don't really know anybody down here. So it's like, my only friend that I do have is in Sarasota, and he had a roommate already. So.
Yeah.
I don't mind living with my parents, but I haven't in a decade since I was 17. I'm 27 now, and it's not exactly fun, I like hanging out with my parents, don't get me wrong, they're great people, but man,
Yeah.
I want my own house.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
So-
I looked at the housing prices here in Albuquerque, and I was like, these aren't bad. And then I looked and realized that like how much it's been inflated, and so like
Yeah, you look at what they
Yeah.
sold for 3 years ago.
yeah, like you could get a 5-bedroom house here for like 250 grand. So I'm like,
250?
yeah,
I would
I'm
take
moving to
that.
Albuquerque, dude.
Yeah, holy shit. Dude, that $400,000 house I was talking about was like a
Wait a
2-bedroom,
minute.
2-bathroom, maybe a 3-bedroom, no garage.
yeah,
Had an in-ground pool, fully enclosed, fully fenced in backyard. So those two things cost quite a bit of money.
yeah.
But
I mean, the
no
way-
garage.
The way
Like-
the way we were looking at it is, obviously we want like you gotta have the master bedroom, gotta have a bedroom for little man, and then we want to have another kid, and so chances are if it's a girl, obviously we
Right.
want them to have separate rooms.
Right.
And then I need an office to stream in, and then we can have like another bedroom in case we have another kid, or you know, like maybe my wife wants another room to put stuff in, or maybe have her own desk and stuff. So you know, because our master bedroom has like a desk, shelves for like storing stuff everywhere. It's a mess, man. So it would definitely be nice to have another room to just throw shit in.
Yeah, I'm looking for like just a room, master bedroom for myself, and then a gaming film room / work room to do like all the other stuff that I'm doing, and then a guest bedroom with like a / like workout room. So looking at minimum like a 3-bedroom house.
And then I was talking to Electric Shock for Creators Unite this last week. That one's coming out on Sunday, and he was talking about how his car, everything's basically written off as a business expense because he has like stuff to advertise on his car. I was like, bro, time to get a Shelby GT500, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that, but.
Well, even if you bought a car, you could still show it. If you could show proof that it's your business car and you drive it to your business and stuff like that, you can still write it off.
Yeah,
as well. It doesn't have to have graphics on it.
I'm seeing 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom houses for $75,000.
That's unreal.
I'm telling you, this is
kill
the place
for that
to
right
be.
now.
Texas is like, there's so many people moving to Texas. Like the housing prices aren't bad.
Tons.
But there's like a dozen people competing for every house. So
Dude,
it's like...
Yep, that's how Florida is right now, even with the inflated prices. They had 11 hits on that $400,000 house. It was posted like 3 days ago. I was like, well, I'm not
sick
set
though,
to buy
Huckers?
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, because I tell you right now, I don't have $200,000.
Well, yeah, but...
Nobody does. So we're like trying to figure out where all these houses are getting bought up for $400,000. I'm like, dude, who has this money? And then also, like, how are you going to make any money off that?
I mean,
like I was talking to my cousin about it.
I don't know.
Even if these big guys are buying $400,000 houses, how do you profit off of that when it's sold for $216,000 3 years ago?
Chris,
how do you profit?
What would the mortgage be on a $75,000 house? For what what is it, like a 30-year loan, 20-year loan?
Maybe $600.
Like, dude, Chris, you could totally do that. The only issue, Chris, the only issue you're gonna have is the same thing that I'm having an issue with.
You have to live there for a year?
No, you have to have 2 years of self-employed tax history. So you would either have to go back to work at Best Buy or get some kind of job or something like that to show consistent income.
You need 2 years of self-employed history.
It doesn't. They don't count it as consistent income until it's been 2 years self-employed. So I have another 10 months, and then we can start looking for a house.
That's not that bad though.
It's not.
Damn,
but,
I'm gonna have to look into that for myself.
You're just gonna have to rent a place. But even then, I mean, I've looked and I've found places. I found like a 1-bedroom place that's a decent size, you know, for like $600, $700 a month or something like that. So I mean, you can just do that while you wait. But
even then, like by that time, I'll probably have enough followers on TikTok to pay for that. So,
oh yeah, like I mean, I would say my wife gets like maybe a sixth of the views that I get, and she makes like $500 a month just on TikTok. So I mean, that's
exactly
not bad,
dude. That video, the Sid video that I made today, bro, that went off, dude. I'm proud of that, bro.
Hilarious.
Yeah, dude. You know what, dude? There's times where you like think of a video and you're like, oh, dude, it's gonna be so good, and then when you make it and like you actually like, you know, you put it into like the editing thing on TikTok and stuff like that, and you're like, yep, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. That feeling is so good, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Real quick, going back to like the housing thing, I've honestly, because like I've been on my own, so Chris, maybe you might relate a little bit too. Is like, and Jeannie, I don't know like what your situation is, but we're talking about you're looking for a house too, Chris. But I'm looking into getting a motorhome potentially because they're literally half the cost of like the houses here right now. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, because you can literally just go to like a campground and pay for like the lot rent, and then you park your motorhome there. And you have the water hookup, electric, all that stuff. So I was like, that'd be cool. And also for me is like in Florida, we deal with hurricanes. So if I needed to pack up all my shit and go, it's all in the RV.
That's true.
So I thought it's only me, myself, and I, you know, well, me and my cat. So it's like I can do that and it'd be fun, you know, and then be able to travel and stuff. But like, I'm waiting to see what the housing market does.
I
'Cause I
knew
would
a
rather have
guy-
a house over that.
I knew a guy in the
But
military.
It's an option.
He showed up to San Francisco, and I mean, some of these places they want, you know, like a month and a half rent as a deposit, and in San
Yeah.
Francisco that could be like $4,000. And so,
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
like 2 months, he lived in a tent next to like one of the guys' houses, and just like showered at the gym, stuff like that. Like, and I was and, like, you can get in trouble for doing that in the military. Like, you have to have like a physical address and everything. But I mean, like, if you think about it, man, like if you're saving money, if I was single, bro, I'd just live in my car for like 2 months. Be good to go. Save up some money.
That's the
shower
joy
at the
of
gym.
one thing, being able to live at your parents' house. I am saving money. I mean, I do clean their entire house for them, and I do everything for them. But it's sure beats paying rent and utilities.
Sleep in a Jack in the Box parking lot, open 24/7.
There you
You're
go.
gonna get stabbed if you do that,
Your
bro.
gym's in the
Nah, bro.
same lot.
You'll be like, this is my
Your
turf.
shower.
This is my
There's
jack.
a
in the
kid on
crack.
TikTok that I follow that lives in his car, and he's like got a crazy job. Like he does what is it, coding and stuff or
I
whatever
was like
for
a
a
software
company.
engineer.
Yeah, I'm like, he works out of the back of his car, uses like
Well,
McDonald's Wi-Fi and shit.
Is it? Because
Yeah.
I've
Smart,
seen.
I guess.
I saw some dude who had a mining rig in his freaking Tesla, dude.
I didn't see
I saw
that.
that
That's
too on
crazy.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I feel like that's really bad for your battery, dude. That's got to be bad for your battery.
If that's all he's running off of, yeah,
Yeah.
He's-
that's got to be horrible.
Bro, have you guys seen the video where the chick she follows like this guy that she went on a date with home? He has like this nice like Challenger Hellcat, and then like she follows him because he's like, all right, like, you know, I'm going back to my place or whatever, and she wanted to go with him because she wanted to get it on, but then he's like, no, like I can't, like, you know, and so she follows him, and she finds out he's living in a storage unit. He's like legit got a bed and like in a
Wait,
storage
is that
unit.
legal? Is
No,
that legal?
it's totally illegal, bro. Like, but like she like knocks on his door and like lifts it up, and he's just like laying in his bed like half asleep, and she's like, "What the hell? You live in a storage unit?" But he's got this nice
You
ass
gotta
car.
do what you gotta do sometimes, man. Shit.
That's illegal
Oh my
though, bro.
God. That's
He's like,
so-
"Go away." He's like trying to go back to sleep.
I can't imagine
Oh
what
my
that's
God,
like. You have to like
dude.
pay for the one with the AC, I guess, right?
mean-
like, how would you?
Oh,
do
you'd
that?
have
I
to.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
exactly what you
A
have
lot
to
of
do,
them
bro.
don't
Those are
have it.
hot.
A lot of them don't have it.
Yeah.
And
Like a
I
Yeah,
mean,
swamp cooler?
mine's
it was tiny.
the one I
bro.
have is weatherproof or whatever.
Oh, that's sad, dude.
Like, it was tiny. There was no lights in there, you know. You had to have like a lantern or something, I think.
Oh,
But
jeez.
I mean, yeah, I don't know where it was, but I mean, like somewhere around here, like there's no way you could do that. You would die of a heat stroke, bro. It gets so hot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying with Florida,
Yeah.
but my unit that I have is what climate controlled or whatever, so it's got AC and all that.
I mean, how much do you think a storage unit costs? Like one without
Mine-
climate control and all that stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, mine with climate control is $76 a month,
That's it?
and it's it's like a 5 by
Hey,
10 or
moving
something like that.
I'm moving to a storage unit.
Dude, I have a shitty one for like that doesn't have anything, no climate control. I pay $100 a month for that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but it's
Yeah,
California.
storage
Yeah.
units are not. Yeah,
LA.
here in California. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
There's
You left
probably
that part out.
you got to put a deposit down, and
Mm.
Yeah, for God knows what.
yeah. You know, that guy's just like, I got another one. He's just taking that
Yes,
money, going to the
exactly.
casino. Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I've thought about little stuff like that. Because like I watched Ozark, that show on Netflix, and like, I mean, he went and negotiated with this guy about like using some boathouse or something like that. I'm like, dude, that doesn't seem like a bad passive income. Is like you just own like a spot where people park their boat or store their boat and stuff like that. I mean,
Oh,
like,
anything
yeah.
like that's got to
Yeah.
make good money for sure.
so I feel like a storage unit, you know, that'd be good. The only thing is like if
Then
somebody
parking
Yes.
lots.
the only thing that would suck is if somebody dies or like they don't pay, and then you got to deal with their shit, and But
Well, usually that stuff gets taken care of if they pass away. If it's not
Yeah, if they
left to
pass
anybody,
away,
I would
but-
imagine that gets left to you, which is like, well, shit. All right, cool.
Storage
I'll sell
Wars.
this boat for 10 grand real
Yeah.
Pretty
quick.
cool, actually.
like Storage
You know?
Wars, they go in there and they try to find good stuff.
Yeah, another thing, like I was saying, parking lots, dude. Like down in Florida over here, like me and my friends went out. Well, my friends came down visiting from Michigan, and we had all met up at this restaurant on Clearwater Beach. And we had all found parking for like relatively cheap. Or actually, what we did is there's a ferry that'll take you over. So you park in their lot for free, and then you pay like $4, I think, a person to ferry over. But the problem is with that is it ends at like 9 o'clock. So you usually will have to, if you stay later on Clearwater Beach, you have to Uber back to the parking lot. So it's still cheaper than parking usually. But my friend was driving down the street, and she was like one of the last ones to meet up with us, and it was already packed on Clearwater Beach. Most of the places were like $40 to park, $30 to park. Most of the time it's like 20. But it's like, I'm like, dude, $40 to park your car for like 2 hours to have dinner on the beach or just hang out on the beach for a few hours. Like, holy crap. And they're doing that every single day. And you got to think of like how many spots they have. If they have a whole, like actual parking garage and they charge $20 per car, that's got to just be insane every single day because it's Clearwater Beach. They're always there. Oh, my dad's just got home and he doesn't have the key. I'm gonna have to go let him in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Chris, I wanted to ask you, have you been paying attention to the PKA stuff going on?
No.
Somebody got a
Why, something
hold.
happened?
Somebody got a hold of Kyle, FPS Russia. Like they got a hold of his Tinder profile, and he's definitely been taking steroids. Like he's jacked, bro. Yeah, like this whole time he's been jacked, and nobody like knew because he wasn't talking about it. But I mean, every time they would talk about fitness stuff, you could tell he knew his shit. But like, I didn't think he was actually. I mean, it would make sense that.
But
the
why do you
only
think
thing
steroids?
is, I don't know. That's the other thing is like he's on probation. Do you think that's okay to be taking steroids? Steroids are illegal.
But why is the thought immediately that that steroids are like?
Because he's talked about wanting to try them and do this, and then you look at him and he's just huge.
I mean,
look it up. Like it's like at first I thought it was photoshopped, but then like you see all these different angles, you could tell it's his phone.
Reddit. My friend just sent me this. Jesus Christ,
He's jacked
dude!
out of his mind, bro.
That looks photoshopped.
That's what I
almost,
said,
dude.
but it's not. Like I'm pretty sure that even PKA acknowledged, and they're like joking about it right now because like they've known, but like they respected his privacy and weren't telling people. But he got jacked.
What did
bro.
I miss?
This podcast that my brother and I watch. One of the guys, he was FPS Russia. Remember him on YouTube? Where he would like blow stuff up.
Yeah, he would shoot guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he
Yep.
doesn't do those videos anymore. But he still does this podcast, and my brother and I really like it because it's funny. It's kind of like this. They just kind of shoot the shit. And somebody got a hold of FPS Russia's Tinder profile, and he like got jacked out of his mind like this last year. And he definitely looks like he's been taking steroids, but like it's insane that like he hasn't been like flaunting it or anything like that because like it's like night and day like from a year ago. Like
that doesn't look real.
It's real,
probably
bro.
because he is taking steroids.
Dude, I've seen.
That's probably why he's not flying.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put this picture in the.
Well, he's on probation, so I don't know if he's even allowed to be taking steroids.
Well, then maybe not. Yeah, maybe he's
Here's
just
the
because
picture.
he's on probation. He's bored.
Yeah, I
like,
can't
all
pull
right.
it up because I'm the one that's controlling the cameras. But if you guys want to see, like, Chris, I don't know if you've seen. They took pictures and they like analyzed them. Like you could tell it's him because his phone, his headset, all this stuff is all the same. So it's
Did you say
definitely real.
FPF shooter.
It doesn't look like it.
Is that
Dude.
what was it?
It's
Or
him, bro.
FPS what?
Wait, did you see the picture in the group chat? Or
Oh, I didn't know. Hold on.
yeah. I put it in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's side angle views and stuff
Holy
like that.
shit.
There's
Look healthy.
there's other pictures too, Chris, where he's like in a suit and stuff. Like it's not just pictures of him like all jacked out of his mind. But he got freaking jacked, bro.
What the heck, dude?
Oh my god.
I think you can do that too. Like when they do the pictures like that, you're water deficient, I believe.
Oh, like dehydrate yourself.
So
that actually makes a
so
lot of
that
sense.
yeah, so that it makes them look jacked. I think that's what they do in bodybuilding competitions too. Like they don't. There's like a
Yeah.
whole regiment that they do right before they compete to
Yeah.
look absolutely fucking shredded.
They'll literally like drink like 2 gallons of water a day for like 3 days, and then they'll slowly cut it down so that your body gets so used to having so much water, you just pee a bunch of water out because your body doesn't want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then you just drastically cut it down to the point where like you literally have like 8 ounces of water of the day that like you're shooting, and then like you look your best. But I mean, I've seen actors complain that they're like God damn, the thunder's loud.
It's raining over there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sounded like Florida.
You guys heard
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sounded like you're moving like a
Yeah, I
piece of
thought
furniture.
I thought a house collapsed or something, dude.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, like Hugh Jackman talked about how he's like I definitely like looked my best and everything. He's like, but that whole entire day we were shooting, I had the worst headache because you're dehydrated as hell, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. No
Yeah.
thanks.
dude, I like how because you know how you put like the little like about me and it's like the little attributes or whatever, right? You put
Yeah.
movies, working out, and foodie, and that is super duper accurate, dude.
yeah,
That's all
to
he
cook and
talks about on
stuff.
that podcast, dude.
Yeah.
He talks about food all the time, dude. Have you seen how much food he gets from Taco Bell?
No, but he's
Sure,
talked
it's something
about how
ridiculous.
he's literally
Dude.
talked about how he's DoorDashed like 4 meals in one night. Like he
Yeah,
just eats
bro,
all the
well,
time.
that's the thing. They explain like they literally order like 4 different things from like different places and stuff like that, right? And then they eat like part of it and then move on to the next meal. So they don't even finish the meal. They just eat like a bunch of different crap. It's disgusting, dude.
So wasteful. And like,
Crazy.
dude,
yeah, I know.
it pisses me off so much that people haven't like complained because they're definitely just stealing as much money as they can and getting away with it. But you look at these like DoorDash or like Postmates, stuff like that. You can literally order like a $5 thing of food and it's still going to cost you like $15 to deliver it. So it's like literally like
Well, it's
3 times the
ridiculous.
amount. But
Yeah.
people
It's
are lazy
definitely not
enough that they'll
worth
just
it.
pay it, you know?
Well, it's because
I did
okay,
for a while.
a lot
It's
of
so
places,
expensive.
a lot of places that like
Ungodly.
are local, they don't actually have their own delivery service, or
Mhm.
they do, but they just don't have like a way to put their name out there. And so
Mhm.
using things like DoorDash or Uber Eats is a much better way to actually put yourself out there and still get deliveries done.
Get some more business too.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, the issue is
Damn, this
they kind
thunder.
of get screwed over still, dude, because like they don't make as much as they could make off of every order.
Yeah, no, I think,
Yeah.
but my issue is that it's Postmates and all these other delivery companies, Uber Eats, all that are taking the majority of the money, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it should be like an even 50-50 split between Uber and the driver, in my opinion. But it's not. And I've seen videos
No.
where people complained about how they literally drove for 12 hours and they made minimum wage.
Yeah. Well, I know that the delivery drivers rely heavily on the tips. Like usually
and
the people that
It's so inconsistent.
or like their
yeah.
fares are only like they'll get like $3 an order maybe, and it's like okay, cool, that's a gallon of gas. In some places, that's not even a gallon of gas. So,
Yeah.
and then I used to be an Uber and Lyft driver, and I even thought that Uber and Lyft is like getting way too much money out of this because it's like okay, yeah, you supply the app in the service,
Damn, bro.
and I get that, and that's cool. But like, I'm using my car, my gas. Like, I'm
dog's
running the
barking.
business. You're just kind of giving me like a little bit of stuff to like get started. Like you're supplying the customers, I guess, in the app. But it's like you shouldn't be making that much money when I'm doing all the work and
Oh,
using my
dude.
personal property. You know,
I-
it's wasn't worth it.
Dude, I saw this picture where it showed you know how like Uber has a thing where it shows like Uber was it X, that's the cheaper one or something like that.
Uber
so they
X is yeah.
I think it's the
And then
cheaper one, right?
yeah, Uber X is the cheapest, and then Uber Select is the most expensive.
So it
Or
showed
Uber
all
Black
of
or
them.
whatever.
I think it's Uber
It showed
Black, yeah.
It showed all of them, and it was like $30, like around there for like the cheapest one.
Mhm.
And then it showed a taxi, and it was like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs 3 times as much to get an Uber makes no sense.
Yeah, and I mean,
where at?
Taxis, I think,
I
have
don't know where it was
dropped their
at.
price though.
They
big
had to,
time,
yeah.
because they had to compete. Taxis were getting absolutely destroyed. Because I was the driver, like when Uber and Lyft first really started becoming a thing, and taxi drivers hated us.
Mhm.
They wouldn't move. Because for some reason, like in a lot of places, taxis were still like able to get away with a lot of stuff. Like they could pull up in front of clubs and bars and just sit. And then if you were an Uber driver or Lyft driver and you came up, if there were police patrolling, like down in St. Pete is where I used to do it a lot, and there's a lot of clubs and bars down there. And police would always like stay around that area, and they'd be like, dude, you got to go. And I'm like, but all these cab drivers are sitting here. I'm doing the same thing they're doing. They're like, we don't care. I was like, but my ride's right there. And sometimes they'd be cool. Sometimes they'd make you circle around the block again until the people got across the street. So,
well, you know why taxis
it's
hate?
weird.
You know why they hate the rideshare apps so much? So the way that
It's taking
it
all
was,
their business.
well, the way it was explained to me is that taxi services, they have a limit to how many taxi drivers they have, and so like you kind of have to like
Mhm.
pay your dues and like do things for the taxi service until like your time is up, where like it's your turn. Like you can buy in to be a taxi driver, and you have to literally buy in, and like they act like it's almost like you get your own personal like spot at this taxi service place. There's only like
Right.
maybe there's only 20 drivers, and so you're on a list waiting, you know, for these drivers to quit or retire or whatever, and then it's your turn to be the driver. But you have to like pay in. There's like an initiation fee, so like you pay in to be a driver. And so
On
these people
taxis?
save up their money. Yeah, they save up their money. They wait until it's their turn to finally have a spot at this taxi service company, and then all of a sudden nobody wants to use taxis anymore. So you can see how people like waited years for this, or you know,
Yeah.
they've been working towards retirement, and now they can't because literally nobody uses taxis anymore. It just decimated the whole taxi
no.
industry.
Mm.
So
Side note,
Yep.
I found the full album with like all the different pictures from the Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I just sent you the link. You can check it out.
but it's
I'll
crazy,
tell you
man. He
Yeah, I see what you're talking about with the suit. and stuff like
yeah,
Fascinated.
it's like it's definitely real. It's not. It's just he's in such good condition that it literally looks fake. And I mean, you see that with bodybuilders all the time. You're like, bro, is that Photoshop? But
Oh, yeah.
it's like no, they had the right lighting, all that stuff, and they've been putting in work. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now I'm trying to drop weight, and I'm just like, oh god, it sucks, you know. But
I don't think I'd ever want to get like insanely jacked, but like a good tone, like show you got muscle and everything. But I wouldn't want to get like
for a
like
movie
Bradley
role,
Martin.
for a movie
You know who
role,
Bradley
I
Martin
totally-
is?
No.
He's a big, pretty big YouTuber, and he's like a bodybuilder kind of guy, and owns his own gym and all that stuff. But he's just like massive. Dude's like a fucking gorilla. And I'm like, I don't think I'd want to be that big.
I definitely not even for like. I say that, but I don't know if somebody was like $20 million, I'd probably do
Well,
it.
yeah,
But like
yeah, you're gonna do whatever you gotta do at that point.
Christian Bale for that movie, The
Yeah.
Machinist, he literally had like an
Mhm.
apple, a can of tuna, and like a pack of cigarettes a day
Oh,
for like 4 or 5 months. And like literally the doctor's like, you have to stop. You're going to have organ failure. Like you're just not gonna wake up one night.
that's
you
like the
know.
hobo diet, bro. That's
I mean, Matthew McConaughey, he did a very similar thing. He had like one piece of like chicken, one piece of fish. He said he would get like pudding cups, and he found
Wait.
this.
Did you say he was also like smoking a pack of cigarettes?
Yes, well, so nicotine is kind of like caffeine, where it's like a hunger suppressant.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but like, oh god, that just sounds.
I mean, you got to
even
remember
worse.
this was like the early 2000s, and like he's already like, you know, in like his 40s or 30s or whatever. Like a lot of people back then just grew up smoking. So, but
Mhm.
and not only that, he's not from the U.S., and so like a lot of other countries, like it's still normal to smoke that much. I don't know where he's from, but Matthew McConaughey, he said that like he drank like probably like 6 Diet Dr. Peppers a day, like because you know like carbonated stuff just makes you feel full, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I like seltzers. I like drinking like sparkling waters and stuff. But But he said he would get like one of those like snack pack like pudding cups, and he found like while he was in New Orleans like shooting something, he went to an antique shop and found this tiny ass little spoon, and he would just make it last for like an hour.
Wow.
So yeah, you mentioned we said it was a Diet Dr Pepper or something like that. Coke Zero, okay. I need to try it
Oh,
because
it's a game changer.
I'm starting to realize, yeah, sugar is not. It's not great. I start to feel a little sick after I have like Pepsi.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I
I
mean,
need to stop doing that.
not only
Wait till you
that.
have acid reflux issues happen. You'll
Oof.
quit that shit real quick.
Yeah. So
I
it's
used to be a
very acidic.
big Coke drinker, and once the acid reflux started being really bad and heartburn, I quit that shit right away. I actually switched to Sprite, and believe it or not, it's actually better. It still causes like the acid reflux issues every now and then, but it's nothing what
Well,
like Coke does to your body.
Because Sprite
Pepsi.
still has
Dark
a
colas.
decent amount of sugar in it, which I noticed even that.
Correct.
Like if I drink it too fast, it's like, ooh.
Well,
Mhm.
Chris, I was also gonna say one thing. When you drink soda, it's high fructose corn syrup, so it's literally like the fastest spike of insulin that you're gonna get by drinking that. And one of the symptoms of huge insulin spikes is acne. So, like, I
See,
noticed.
Bro,
I-
somebody was telling me that diet has nothing to do with acne.
Oh, dude! As soon as I quit drinking milk, as soon as I stopped drinking, like having a bunch of sugar, my face cleared up big time.
Yeah.
For me, it
Really?
was. For
Wait, what
me,
about
it was
cheese?
No, it was literally like, so milk is probably like the as far as like the food industry goes, it's one of the highest things like per milliliter, like hormone wise. They put so many hormones into the cows so that they produce like way more milk than they normally should and stuff like that. And like they mature quicker so that they can produce milk, and those hormones just go straight into the milk. And so all those hormones, they start messing with your hormones.
Yeah.
And like for me, it was causing my face to be super oily. And so I would get acne bad.
Yeah.
I did notice once I started going back to the gym and going to jujitsu and stuff, I started to break out a little bit. Like I still got zits here and there, but that's I'm pretty sure that's because of a rise in testosterone, because that's another symptom of testosterone is acne. So
Interesting. Interesting.
But yeah, I'm at that point where I'm starting to feel really good. Like my clothes are starting to fit different again and stuff like that. So,
Hey,
and I mean,
that's cool.
I've only
Good.
been doing it for
Oh, yeah.
like 6 weeks, I think. So
Mhm.
That's really good.
Yeah, I got to get my ass back into working out. I was doing good for a while and then slumped off for a while, but
you don't even
as
have
you
to do
guys
that
know
much.
from before, I got busy as hell. I know.
A lot of people go
I
to the
know.
gym and they're there for like 2 hours, and it's like, bro, like it's like after a certain point, you're there's definitely a point where like you get diminishing results. You know what I mean? Like you don't, unless you're doing steroids where like your body recovers super fast, you don't need to be doing insane amounts of volume. So like what I'm doing right now is I for a month I have 2 different workouts like where it's different exercises, but they target the same muscles just from like different angles and stuff. But so I do I call it like week 1, week 2, or like a program 1 and program 2. And so I'm doing strength where for a month I rotate twice through those different workouts. So it's like Monday, Wednesday. For me, it's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is when I do it, because I got jujitsu Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
But like for a month, I'll do strength, where my goal is just to get stronger. And then right now, what I'm doing is like my second month, it's size. So like I'm doing like lighter weights but more volume, like double the reps. And dude, I noticed like you get such a bigger pump doing that, and like I've noticed like all of a sudden like my shirts are tighter and stuff like that. So, and I never worked out like that before. I always worked out for strength, so I was doing like low ass reps. So it's fun to be doing something different, and like it's, I don't know, like working out for the burn is so much different than working out till like you can't, like just, you know, it's too heavy, you know.
I also heard about like this one guy that's always got like YouTube ads running. He was saying that one of the biggest flaws that people have is like when you're trying to like do your reps and stuff, a lot of people are just trying to like knock out the reps, right? But he's like, actually, as research has shown, as years have gone on, the more your muscles are under that tension of putting up that weight, that's when you're really growing and doing work with your muscles. He's
Yeah.
like, you're not trying to it's not a race to knock out 10
Yeah.
reps. It's how long your muscle is under tension. So you could like knock out 5 reps, but if you're doing them slow and having your muscle be under all that tension and whatever, it's more beneficial.
That's
I was
actually
like, well,
really,
that does make
that's
sense.
smart. Yeah, that makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense.
So I was like, I'm gonna try that out. And see.
Yeah.
That's big brain, dude. Actually, that's
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in
It
mind.
makes sense. I mean, shit.
And so the way I've been doing it is when I do the strength workouts, obviously, you know, I'm trying to put up more weight every time I come to the gym, you know, like raise it by like
Mhm.
2.5 to 5 pounds.
Yep.
But I'll do like 8 reps. And then during the size workout, it's double the reps. So it's like 15, 16 reps. But I just use a calculator online. You can find like the 1 rep max calculators. And you just put in like, okay, like bench press, like 150 for 8 reps. And then it'll have a scale and it'll show you like if you wanted to do 16 reps, double the reps, it'll show you like what percentage of the weight you could do. And so it takes all the guessing out of it. Like it's like, okay, if you could do this much weight for this many reps, then you should be able to do this much weight for this many reps. And so that's the way
pretty
I do
cool.
it. Yeah. And so like
Oh, yeah.
I'll do like during my strength workout, I'll be doing like 150 for 8 reps. But then for my size workout, I'll do like 120 for 15, 16 reps, you know. And then the next week I just try to add 5 pounds. Stuff like that.
Oh, so I know we talked about how like I don't want to get too deep into movie talk, but really quick, I do want to say I watched Baby Driver. Holy crap, dude!
So
That. Oh, don't tell me you didn't like it.
no, it's not that I don't like it. It's just for me the story's kind of eh. It's all about the editing for me. Like that movie is definitely like a mastercraft
Yeah.
in editing.
Yeah.
I really like Jamie Foxx in that one. I thought he was pretty good.
Dude, the Michael Myers scene. That was
yeah.
great.
This is
This
Mike
is
Myers.
Mike
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean
Oh,
Jason?
you mean Jason?
No.
That's a really good movie though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think it maybe relied a little bit too much on the music, but I guess that was kind of the point. Like
Yeah.
the music was a big part of it. But yeah, a very solid movie. So I'm glad I watched that.
I'm also not a huge fan of what's his name, like the main guy.
The
guy
dude
plays-
from
Angel
Yeah.
Orson or something like that.
I don't know, something
Yeah,
about
we-
him. I just can't take him seriously, man.
He got like some kind of cancellation, I'm pretty sure, for like some minor
Why do
stuff.
you always know about people getting canceled every
I
time?
mean,
bro.
when I hear something like I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, you know, like the James
Yeah.
Franco thing. But
I'm so sad about that.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I
That's-
mean,
that really-
Yeah.
it sucks. I mean, look at Kevin Spacey. Like everything he did was awful, but god damn, he's a good actor, man. You know?
I know.
I mean, like
Uh,
Mel Gibson. I mean, you see what he did. That's a different scenario. And
Well,
he
he
What
got-
did he do exactly?
he said some very
Oh.
racist stuff.
Yeah.
And like his like ex-wife had recorded him like yelling at her on the phone, and like he was saying that he hoped she got raped and all this stuff like that. It was really nasty stuff. And then didn't he get pulled over at a traffic stop and he was super racist there too? I don't know, but basically he
The only
got
thing I know about that is a phone call. That's pretty much it.
so he got canceled, right? But I think because it was mainly just like when you're like he was a drunk and like said really nasty stuff when he was drunk, it's a lot different than being like, okay, like he's, you know, got a history of like abusing women, you know. So he's
I
now starting to come back and get bigger roles, and like I mean Hacksaw Ridge, by the way, I listened to him talk about making that movie, and he was talking about how one of the challenges for him was he had half the time and half the budget to make Hacksaw Ridge. But you go watch that movie and you can't even tell, man. It looks just like it looks like it has a like double the budget that it does. And he said he had like
Nice.
4 days to shoot the war sequences. And I mean, dude, that's like almost a little more than a third of the movie.
Dude, what is
Wait,
this-
every
what is-
war sequence in the film, he had 4 days.
He had
for
like
it?
4 days to film that. Yeah, they filmed the whole
Wait,
thing in like
wait.
52 days or something.
Whoa.
Oh
Dude,
my
M-
god!
Have you guys seen Mel Gibson's beard?
Oh yeah, dude, he's got
He
a
looks
crazy looking beard.
he looks like a supervillain, bro.
He was in the Killer Santa Claus movie, right? What was
Yeah.
it called?
Silent Night.
No, it was it's where it's like, what if like Santa was like the mob, and so like
What?
It
Mel
actually
Gibson, right?
Fat man.
Fat Man, yeah.
That's what it was, Fat Man.
It
Yeah.
actually looks good though. But
What the?
but what I was gonna say though is like Mel Gibson's one of those guys that like his reputation as a like director and an actor kind of like saved his ass to the point where like now he's able to start to make a comeback, and I think he's gonna have like a
I
legit
see.
resurgence at some point where like all of a
Dude, they're
sudden he's gonna
making-
be making big shit again.
They're making a second Passion of the Christ.
Oh, of course, yeah. Resurrection or some shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How?
Is he
I'm
making it?
Interesting.
It
'Cause
says
he-
director Mel Gibson.
Yo, that's crazy because that movie was huge for him.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I mean, it says next year. So
Dude, I really liked it. Braveheart is so goddamn good. I mean, like I just not very many other like war movies compared to that one. The Patriot. Holy shit, that movie.
what's
Heath Ledger was really good in The Patriot.
The Patriot? What is that?
That is, I mean, it's literally like the Revolutionary War starts.
I don't
Dude,
think
I
I've
saw
seen that
the-
one either.
Bro,
but I know of
it's
it.
so good, man. There, I think one of his, spoiler alert, movie's been out for like 20 years.
20 years.
Like one of his, he has like five
Oh, yeah.
sons. He has like five sons, and something happens, and I think one of the redcoats like shoots his son or something like that, and so
Mhm.
he like grabs a bunch of muskets and like two of his like older kids, and they just go off into the woods and they kill this little platoon of like redcoats. And the guy who shot his son, I can't remember if he shoots his son or stabs him. I can't remember, with a bayonet or something. But he does something, and the son's like messed up. And so there's this scene where the kids are like hiding, like watching him like kill these last couple of guys with like an axe. And I mean, like it ends with him and like the guy who shot his son, and he is just like over and over, just whacking this guy with the axe, and there's blood flying everywhere, and he's like crying, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Such a good actor, bro.
I want to check that scene out. That
Bro,
sounds, yeah,
that movie's so
sounds
good.
really interesting.
It's a good movie. The Patriot. I mean, Braveheart. If you haven't seen Braveheart, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. No.
Man, I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
Patriot,
haven't
I
seen
think
it in
I've
a
seen
long
bits and
time.
pieces, but Braveheart, that's
Oh, dude, that movie is,
classic.
yeah, it's so good.
not that the Patriots.
I mean, dude, that's one of those movies. I think that and The Patriot, those movies will make grown men cry, bro. Because it's all about
Mhm.
like, you know, like family and like, you know, having to like. I mean, they're both about like like revolting against, you know, like the people who are kind of controlling everything.
right.
Yeah. Because Braveheart, again, spoiler alert, don't they? He gets married, right? Like he's not supposed to. They have like a like secret wedding, and then they kill the wife, and so then he just goes on like a freaking murder spree against like these knights and stuff.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but I think you're not far off. I
Yeah.
think.
And it's super brutal. And he's just wearing a kilt the whole time.
That's right. Yeah.
But he was,
Painted
dude,
face too,
yeah,
right?
the interview I was listening to him talk about, because I've been addicted to watching these Hollywood Reporter roundtables where they literally just get like 5 famous directors or like 5 big actors, and they just talk about, you know, becoming an actor and all these obstacles that you face and like what their breakout moments were and like what are the challenges of being an actor. And he was talking about how Hacksaw Ridge was a lot harder to film because of the budget and the time constraint. And how like Braveheart, you know, they had like 9 cameras for like one battle sequence, and he was literally just riding around in a kilt on an ATV, like checking all the different camera angles, because, you know, he directed that too. And so it was just really cool to hear him talk about it. But at the same time, you're like, I wonder if everybody's like, oh, this racist. You know, like
You were right about
Um,
Braveheart, though. Like the plot is, yeah, the love of his life is slaughtered, leading his army into battles that become a war, and he advances
William
into
Wallace, yeah.
England, threatens King Edward. Yep.
So Jeannie was correct though that I think his name is Ansel Elgort or something like that.
So, Elgort, yeah.
Apparently he said some racist stuff too, and that's why he got canceled. This
He
was
said
last
racist
year.
stuff. I thought it
Yeah,
was like
like the
pedophile
N word.
stuff.
Wow, dude, really?
Pedophile stuff. What?
I saw like Snapchats and stuff like that. Like he was like grooming some girl through like Twitter or Snapchat. There was
Why
like
is that the
screenshots of
term?
that.
Why is that the term that they chose for trying to like solicit?
Grooming?
Yeah, grooming. Like I don't know why.
Yeah.
That just
Because
makes
it's like
it makes it
essentially that's essentially what you're doing though. Is you're like pampering the person because you want them to think that like you know you care about them or whatever.
Why don't we just call it pampering? Sounds bad too. I was gonna say
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that-
well,
it's just-
pampering is probably worse. Like
yeah, that just makes you think of
Mind
babies.
tricking.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I think about like dogs when I hear grooming.
Yeah, when I
like,
hear
you know.
grooming, I'm like, wait a minute, like he got in trouble for taking his dog to, like I'm like,
Yeah, right. No.
yeah. It says
It's
he
funny.
used a racial slur in school.
how old is he? Wait, like so that had to be like a past event that somebody was like,
Yeah,
He's in
he
his
said
20s, right? He's got to be in his 20s.
yeah. I think he said he's like 26 or something like that. It's and I also see he was accused of a sexual assault.
So he's got a couple things.
Yeah, when some girl said that happened when she was 17.
Yeah.
So yeah, not great, not great.
Yeah.
But Kevin Spacey was really good in that movie.
Bro, Kevin Spacey's a great actor. He's just not a good person.
He is.
Well,
yeah.
what's that one? Isn't he in some show? Like House of
House of
Cards?
He
or
Cards.
was
something
he was
like
in
that?
House of
Yeah.
Cards, and the last season was a complete clusterfuck because they had to basically write him out of it. Like it starts off and they're like he died, and it's like
They
what?
killed him, right?
Oh,
And he was literally like 90% of the show was him. So it's like,
Yeah.
and the ending, it was like such a stretch, man. But dude, there is a couple seasons of that show that are some of the best television I've seen. And like, I don't care about politics, but this made me care about like the political drama that was going on. You know,
Yeah.
what exactly is that show about?
he starts off as the majority whip, and so his job is to be like, okay, the president's trying to pass this. It's my job to go make deals and negotiate with people to get their vote. But he basically works his way up to being the president through all this political drama and like backstabbing people, and he's an evil guy. And he plays evil so well. And you could tell why, because he is an evil person.
What was that one thing he did where like he was saying like the whole kill him with kindness thing after he got accused?
Yeah, after he got accused, he like made this video and he was like in character. Like it was super weird. Like you could tell, it's like, all right, this guy's lost it.
The thing is, like, apparently 2 of his accusers died like over the past like year or so, or ever since he released that video. So
It's
like,
definitely not a good look.
it's
Yeah,
creepy.
he released
bro,
that on like
but
Christmas too.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I think that the day after, like, one of the accusers, I think committed suicide or something.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's
So I wanted to mention one other movie, Jungle Cruise. I watched Jungle Cruise, and
is that a reboot or a remake?
it's a completely new thing. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean where they're like, here's this ride. This is inspired by the ride, but it's completely different.
It's inspired by a ride?
Yes, there's a Jungle Cruise ride. And dude, I will tell you right
Oh.
now, don't get me wrong, it is not like a 10 out of 10 perfect movie, but I had so much fun watching that movie. I mean, who doesn't love The Rock?
Good,
And then
yeah.
like the story's good, man. Like they make you feel for people. There's not a whole lot of depth to their characters, but there's a lot of twists and turns. To me, it's like Indiana Jones meets Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh. Oh, that actually sounds dope.
Yeah, and it does. It has
That'd
like
be
a very
cool.
Pirates of the Caribbean feel to it. And like, dude, I mean, it's pretty badass. Like, because it has to do with like a curse and all this stuff like that. Very, very Pirates of the Caribbean like. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't. I hope they don't make another one though. I hope they just leave it alone. But you know how Disney is.
Yeah, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean. What wasn't there like 5 movies?
And then they're
then-
they're
and making a
rebooting
new
it, and the rumor was Zac
Oh.
Efron's gonna be Jack Sparrow.
Why is he getting all these weird parts?
Dude, he's
weird
playing Ted
roles.
Bundy and all this stuff. Yeah,
He's
That
playing
I
Ted
understand.
Bundy.
That I understand.
He did a long time
really
ago.
does look like him.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ted
that movie
Bundy.
actually came out a while ago, didn't it?
He kind
It
of
was-
does look like.
I think it was
yeah.
one of those
It does.
Netflix movies that was all right.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've never
dude,
seen it, I don't
speaking of that, Netflix actually came out and said that they acknowledge that their movies are not very good, and so like they made it.
How did they
it's
say
their-
that?
Huh? Well, somebody was talking about I think it was because Fear Street came out and they said that that's one of the best things they've made, that trilogy. And then
Right.
easily.
they announced the prequel to Army of the Dead, which looks decent.
Right.
But they made that movie Six Underground with like Ryan Reynolds and a bunch of other famous people, and it was
I
directed
saw
by
that,
Michael
yeah.
Bay, and it was a huge flop. And they had planned to make like 5 other movies out of that, and so like they were like, yeah, that's canceled. And we also want to acknowledge that like we definitely could make better movies. Like we're,
I remember. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like they've
Did Michael
made
Bay
some
say
pretty
that,
damn
or-
good movies, though.
yeah, I'm like, hey man, do
Like, to be
whatever, man.
fair to them.
Put me in an Oscar contender. I'll do something over here.
I remember
Netflix
like
studios are right
Cloverfield,
there. Oh,
That
dude,
Cloverfield
so
movie that was
I liked that, but I didn't like that they basically took a movie that was unfinished and they
Yeah.
turned it into a Cloverfield movie. But the way that they did it was genius, man, because there was no other way people were going to watch that unless they literally like said nothing about it until the Super Bowl. And then they were like, you can watch it after the Super Bowl. And I went and watched it right after.
Yeah,
And
What was
Me too.
the show that came out? The Cloverfield show. Wasn't there a Cloverfield show?
No,
there is.
I thought there was.
I think
No.
so.
I
It
don't
was
think
like-
so.
Hold on,
don't
let me look it
recall.
up.
I would know about this. I love
Um,
Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield
Yeah.
Lane's one of my favorite
The
movies.
Cloverfield Paradox.
No, that
That
was
piece
just
of
that was a
crap.
movie.
that
Yeah.
was just a movie.
That was a movie?
That was the one that
Really?
we were talking about. Yeah,
That was a
And
movie.
it was
Yep.
it was good until like the last half hour. Like it was decent. Like I was like
Yeah.
entertained, and then like all of a sudden it tried to turn it into a Cloverfield movie and like
Wait,
tie it in.
so there's Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then there's the Cloverfield Paradox. So
Yes.
we're talking about the
And-
Paradox one?
Yes. So
Oh, okay.
So Cloverfield's the found footage one. 10 Cloverfield Lane is like a completely different story, which I like. I kind of like that they're like all different stories. But then Cloverfield Paradox literally links back to the first one, and the way they did it was so cheesy, man. And like you could tell it was thrown together last minute. Because it was originally supposed to be called God Particle. Because the
Right.
whole thing is they're supposed to what was the machine they were using? Some particle accelerator or something like that in space.
Right.
And they screwed up, and so it caused like, you know, some kind of issue, and then all of a sudden all those monsters from Cloverfield are there. But like I was like, bro, this like literally the last like 2 minutes I was like, why, dude? Like you totally like could have done that better, you know? Like they definitely tried too hard to tie it into Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. So I saw something where like they were proposing for Star Wars that they should make a separate timeline so that they can sort of like retcon the sequels
Please
or
do it.
the sequel trilogy.
Please do it.
Yeah, how would you do that though?
Bro, do it just like Halloween and The Exorcist is doing, where they're just like all of them except the first one are like don't count.
So, but would you rename the sequel trilogy, or what would you have to do?
Yeah, just completely redo it, rename it.
So, but the original movies that came out, the 7, 8, 9, right?
Okay, yeah, but dude,
So
I
you'd
mean,
rename those.
yes, rename them. And like I was thinking the other day because I was listening to a podcast talk about how Star Wars is, you know, they're trying to like pick up the pieces to figure out where to go, you know, because it's definitely a weird position right now. There's shows like Mandalorian and Boba Fett and Obi-Wan. People are more hyped about those than they are these movies that used to be like a huge, you know, event. Like people had to see it. And it's like how do they make people trust in them to go see the movies again? You know, because right now it's like the trust is kind of tarnished. Because I don't care what you say. People are like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, bro, that last movie is unwatchable. It is so bad. Like it literally like, and I feel bad for J.J. Abrams putting his name on that thing because there was no way he had very much control over that. Like he literally just had to kind of like put a Band-Aid on it, you know, and
Well,
like
even
end it.
Last Jedi, the only thing that like there was some good scenes, but like the story just sucked.
And they kill Snoke. What was the point of like hyping that villain up just to kill him out of nowhere? Like, and
Yeah.
you learn nothing else about him except he was a clone. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think because they want to set up Kylo Ren as like the main villain, and then they backed out of it.
dude, they literally had to shit out Darth Sidious and make him a
Yeah.
villain again.
And you brought out Darth Sidious, bro. He's Emperor Palpatine. Come on, Darth Sidious.
Whatever, dude. I'm so pissed off at that trilogy. But I was sitting there and I was thinking, and honestly, dude, out of like the main movies, okay, I like Rogue One. I liked Solo. I thought Solo was fun. I would totally.
I
watch,
liked Solo.
I would totally watch the
liked
other
it.
two because it was supposed to be a trilogy that they canceled. And
Oh, really?
yeah, after thinking about it,
Oh,
after
that's
thinking
why they had
about it,
Darth Maul. Yeah.
the only Star Wars movies that I genuinely think are like great movies are
Yeah.
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. The rest of them are eh.
Not even Revenge of the Sith, bro.
No. Dude, look at it. The dialogue's
Really?
awful.
Bro,
That movie's all hype. That's all it is. It's all hype.
what do you mean, dude?
That's like kind of what's cool about it. I mean,
Dude, but you can tell that trilogy, all George Lucas cared about was that movie.
I'm not. I no, that makes sense. But still, the movie was still. I thought the movie was good. Okay, and it's not about whether or not like
It's a 5 out of 10. It's average.
A 5 out of 10? Are you crazy?
If you look at it from a filmmaking standpoint, that movie is fine. Attack of the Clones is atrocious. Phantom Menace is
I'm not talking
less.
about Phantom Menace and Attack. I'm
I
talking
know.
about Revenge of the Sith, bro. Okay,
Go watch it
the
again. man.
dialogue. Oh, I will. The dialogue is a little cringe when it comes to like the romance stuff. Okay, can I please?
It's bad,
Okay.
bro.
I'm gonna utilize this time to go to the bathroom
Yeah,
because I don't know anything
for
about
it.
Star Wars.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay? Because here's the thing, right? The acting by Hayden Christensen in Revenge of the Sith is far superior to how it was in Attack of the Clones. Like big time, okay? And part of it is because the dialogue definitely like it got a little better than it was in the first two movies, right? And the fight scenes, all of them are great. Like I'm telling you, bro, I don't think they're ever gonna make lightsaber battles that are better than what you see in that movie. Like even the Last Jedi had like one good scene, but even then it was after the whole Snoke thing, and so it didn't have as much like impact to it.
No,
it was
even that fight scene sucks. If you go back and watch, the choreography's terrible. There's people like falling for no reason and shit. Like
I
that
did
movie
see
gets
that.
made fun of.
I did see that, yeah. But I mean, dude, like the whole Mustafar thing.
Like I said,
Bro.
Revenge of the Sith is a fun movie, and it's definitely the best one out of that trilogy.
I wouldn't
But
give it a 5
on-
though, dude. That's really
a
selling it short.
5.1. Like on
What the heck,
that's
dude?
above
Come
average
on,
for
work
me.
with
5 is an average.
I would give it at least a 7.
Look, look. Put it this way: I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's still not a 10 out of 10.
I did rewatch that movie, and
The middle is slow.
also great.
The middle is slow though.
yes,
Like
yes.
you could definitely do a little bit less with the Sharon Tate stuff, but I get that he was like trying to pay tribute to her. I just think he could have done it differently
Yeah,
instead of her just
Sure.
like in a
still
movie
better
theater all
than
day.
freaking Death Proof. Oh my god, dude.
I think the first half of Death Proof is 10 out of 10, and then the second half is like a 5. Like it just
There
kinda,
wasn't there wasn't enough like
The
build
whole-
up to that last part.
Yeah, and like I mean, but I get what he was doing with it. How like he kind of flipped it on its head at the end, you know, and they like beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But the dialogue and Kurt Russell when he like shows up and like the whole lap dance scene and everything in that bar in the first half is that's 10 out of 10. Like dialogue, scene, like cinematography, everything looks great.
I mean, because okay, the thing is though, like the dialogue between the girls, like every single time was about like which dude they were planning on doing or whatever. Like that was like I don't want to hear that for an hour and a half, dude.
But you learn about them. Like it
There's
is,
other ways to learn about girls though, dude. That's the thing.
but the whole thing
Like,
is you
like
learn.
one of them,
You
one
learn
of them
that
was
they're
like a
all,
model or whatever, right?
One of
Like
them's
that's
yeah.
more interesting
One
than
of-
oh hey, this guy's pretty sexy. I'm gonna you know maybe hook up with them. It's like dude, I don't care.
So one of them's like a legit celebrity. You find out that 2 of them are stunt women, and then the one chick does like makeup and stuff. And so like through that dialogue, you find out that stuff. You also find out that you know like
I'm not
talk
even
ab-
talking about. I'm not talking about just them though. Like the first group of girls.
Mhm.
It was literally just them talking about like dudes they were planning on smashing and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't care.
I thought it was interesting the way that they talked, the way that like to me like Tarantino has a way of making anything sound interesting with the choice of words and how they say things, and Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think anybody writes dialogue as good as him.
I mean, like, I agree with you. Like, obviously, Pulp Fiction is kind of known for that part, like with the whole Royale with cheese thing, which, by the way, is genius because, like, that's kind of interesting to know. But
Yeah.
I like that movie probably has some of the weakest dialogue out of any of his movies. I haven't seen Kill
trying to
Bill
think.
yet.
So the first Kill Bill is excellent. The second one's very slow. And like in my opinion, it would have been better if it was just like 1 3-hour long movie instead of like 2 2-hour movies.
Fair to say, yeah.
But I would say the movie that has the weakest dialogue of his is probably Reservoir Dogs, and like he even says that he wants to go back and do that as a player or something because he thinks he could do it better.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. To be fair, I watched it once and I don't remember much from it.
It's almost like the actors are just playing themselves the way they talk.
Well,
like Steve Buscemi's like talking about like not tipping a waitress and like why you shouldn't
Yeah.
like, and the service wasn't that good. Like it's just like it's like improv. I feel like, you know, almost.
that was his first movie though, wasn't it?
No, he
Or
made.
was that
I think the first movie he made was True Romance, right?
What was the first big movie that he made though? What was it?
True Romance.
That was a big movie?
Yeah, I think he wrote that one, and then I think he wrote. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe he
No,
adapted
I mean
the screenplay.
I mean like directed.
He didn't direct that one.
No, it says
He just wrote it?
director
Romance? Oh,
Tony
yeah,
Scott.
That's right.
Yep.
So he just wrote that one. That's why it's not considered
Yeah.
as main 10. Okay, so that his first big movie.
My best friend's birthday. What?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. No, but
1987.
Reservoir Dogs was the movie that he like self-funded, and then because of that, he like got the respect to make Pulp Fiction next. Did he make Pulp Fiction next? What was the next one after that? I don't know if it was Pulp Fiction.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It says
94
no,
was Pulp Fiction.
I looked up freaking. It says Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown.
Oh, there's that one.
Jackie
too, yeah.
Brown's underrated.
I haven't seen that.
Samuel Jackson's awesome in that. Robert De Niro is really funny in that one too, because he's just a dirtbag.
No, what is it? Taxi Driver? That one movie where who is it? Who is it?
Robert De Niro.
Hold on. Is it him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of his first big movies.
Yeah, because dude, that one scene with where he like the guy throws a cigarette out at him and he shoots him.
He's like, he's like, hey, get out of here, man! And he just like flicks a cigarette at him, and then he just like, he's like, hey, why don't you suck on this? And like shoots him, and he's like, oh!
I love that.
Yeah,
That seems so good.
the cigarette flick was genius. I don't know if that was planned or not.
Have you guys seen Taxi Driver?
Taxi
You haven't
Driver,
seen
I
Taxi
haven't seen
Driver?
all the way through,
I
no.
respect Taxi Driver, but I like don't enjoy watching that. It's such a dirty movie, you know?
Yeah. Well, I had to watch it for my film studies class, and I was excited about that. I was like, "This is a good movie. I know it's a good movie." So I had to do a whole essay on it and stuff like that. So I had to really pay attention to a lot of it.
That scene when he picks up Martin Scorsese and like he's just like driving around and they stop at this place and he's like, you know whose place that is? And he's like, no. You want me to keep the meter running? And he's just like, my wife's in there and she's banging some dude or whatever, you know? And then like he's like, oh.
I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
But it's so funny. He's like, do you ever seen what a 357 Magnum would do to a pussy? I'm like, whoa! And he's just like, you sure you want me to keep the meter running? It's like, what the fuck? This crazy guy.
That's a really good movie, dude.
Yeah, that movie's wild,
yeah.
bro. And like how he like completely loses his shit at the end, kills a bunch of people, and then they call him a hero because he saves the one chick.
Well, no, so that's the thing. They say the ending, like it's up for debate because it could be all in his head. Like that's like his
I get
fantasy is that he does that, and then like he ends up being hailed as a hero
It's
because
so brutal.
he didn't he almost shoot a presidential candidate at one point in the movie? Like he goes to like one of the rallies and he gets ready to shoot the dude, and then like like one of the guards is
Maybe.
like,
I can't remember.
"Hey, that guy seems a little sus," and then like
That's a long
he
movie.
dips. It is a long movie. It is, but it's a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah.
I think they like the actual main character, like his backstory is like super just like vague, but he's supposed to be like a
He's a
Vietnam War
Vietnam
vet.
vet, yeah.
And so he's supposed to be like just
I just
messed up by that.
the voice, like his like voiceover, like monologues in that movie where he's like talking, he's like, I've gotten too soft, and then they show him like doing push-ups and stuff. He's like this, like it's just that movie's just wild, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
I like it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not something that I'm like, oh, you know what? It'd be really like I feel like watching
Sure.
Taxi Driver. It's such a gross movie, man. It has to do with like
Yeah.
underage prostitution and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Related, what's up with Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino and feet? That's what's up. That's on this article about Quentin Tarantino's.
Yeah.
It's literally become like a meme.
Well, dude, in I think it's
You like
I think it's Death Proof.
Kyle, do you like Tarantino movies?
I mean, dude, I'm terrible with fucking names. So like I know Quentin Tarantino, but I can't think of like
Django
Pulp
Unchained, Hateful
Inglourious
Eight.
Bastards.
Yeah, that was great. What'd you say, Chris?
Inglourious Bastards.
No, I didn't see that one.
So I like Inglourious
Wow.
Bastards,
I like
but
Django.
That one, I only like half of Inglourious Bastards.
I agree.
Sure.
It's got some really good dialogue and stuff, but like there's this huge subplot, and it's like, bro, I want more of the Inglourious Bastards. Like Brad Pitt, them like killing Nazis,
Yeah.
and you only get like a little bit of it.
Dude, it'd be cool if he turned it into a show though. Like I would love to see that. If he made like a spin-off show for that. You wouldn't want to see that?
No, because like I don't know, it felt like he went off on this huge subplot that I just didn't care about. Like I wouldn't want to watch a show that was that even more.
You wouldn't want to see a show where like they form the Inglourious Bastards.
I mean, I guess I just know he would never do it.
I guess that's true. I think he needs to make a show first just to see how it would like.
Supposedly it's in pre-production. He's making like a 6-part miniseries Bounty Law with Leonardo DiCaprio. That'd be so dope, dude.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, so it's supposed to be like as if it was Bounty Law.
It's supposed to be like the actual show, yeah.
So
it's because Tarantino is like obsessed with westerns.
How would you do that though? Because you would have to have like two sets of credits, one that's real and one that's fake. Wouldn't you? Because you'd have to say, "Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio plays this person," and then you'd have to put, "This person is playing this cowboy."
I don't know. We'll see. I hope it gets made though.
I do too, because I think
because it doesn't count as a movie.
There's a lot you can do there, I think.
Yeah, and
Plus,
I mean, like
really immersive.
The way those old westerns were too is like every episode was like its own little story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like it wouldn't have to be like a long running thing. It would just be like, you know, every episode's like a little different adventure, and he could do all kinds of stuff with that.
Was Death Proof supposed to be like a?
It was a double feature.
With what?
Grindhouse.
What's Grindhouse?
Another like 70s style like gory movie.
Did he do that one?
No. So from my understanding, him and another director,
It's Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, Eli Roth, Rob Zombie, Edgar Wright for Grindhouse.
I see.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to be?
And they were just paying tribute to those old 70s like throwaway Grindhouse movies where like it's just like over the top gore and like cheesy, and like so that's why a lot of people don't like Death Proof, is because it doesn't feel like a Tarantino movie. But he was literally trying to be like, all right, like what if I was a 70s director making one of these like
Well,
movies.
dude, that's the thing, because like it feels like an older movie, like the
They
way that
filmed
it
it
was,
like it
was
is,
filmed
yeah.
and edited, and I mean, like
it takes place in
it
like
was
the
2007,
Yeah.
dude.
It takes place in 2007, but it makes you feel like it's the 70s the way they film it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
By the
'Cause-
way, was there an update on the thing with Florida with like the red tide? Is it have they like said anything
I
about
saw
that?
the news
yeah.
said something.
Yeah, but they said it. They just said it was red tide. They didn't say like what was causing the red tide.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about it yet, but I know they just did a rally over here in Clearwater on like Friday of last week, and then every Sunday they're doing a rally at City Hall in Tampa to like get the message out there that Mosaic's been dumping all the toxic waste and shit into the ocean. Red tide's still a thing, but it's like I feel like I haven't done like a ton of research on red tide, but I feel like red tide would come from the toxic waste.
Yeah, that sounds.
Like if that's what they're
the
doing,
only-
wouldn't that
yeah.
create red tide?
Well, like
What
red-
exactly is red tide though?
That's what I'm trying to figure. Honestly, I haven't even looked into it, but like
it's caused by like an
I feel like
imbalance of something in the ecosystem.
red tide is when Carenia brevis, a specific algae, overwhelms the water and pollutes the surrounding area with harmful toxins, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
I see.
Yeah.
So there's like an
In
invasive
response to
algae,
red tide, sharks seek food and better oxygen.
and they do so by going to LA.
Well.
I feel like that might result though from like the toxins and stuff being put into the ocean though. Like I know it says it
Yeah.
creates an algae, but I'm like,
Well, so how did
I
they
don't know.
find out that it was Mosaic? Was there like a whistleblower or what?
I'm not exactly sure how it was found out. But I would imagine it was
I mean, dude,
somebody got
I'm
the
not
inside
gonna-
scoop somehow, or went and investigated, or somebody had to do something.
Somebody probably had a moral dilemma, and they're like, this is kind of messed up.
It's
know.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really messed up.
we're kind of just dumping illegal waste into.
Into
The
the
ocean.
Tampa Bay. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
The Tampa Bay, yeah.
Tampa's
man.
huge, man. I mean, yeah, it's got its little ghetto parts, but like, dude, the Tampa Bay, like, so many millionaires, and that's what I don't understand is like why more people with like a bigger name aren't like stepping forward and talking about this. 'Cause I'm like, dude, you guys have $1 million mansions on the Tampa Bay. Like, what are you doing? Like, how
You know
is
what?
there's a
Somebody-
local YouTuber talking about it that lives on the fucking Gulf, but you know. Derek Jeter and all these guys that own all these mansions in fucking the Bay. I'm pretty sure he still owns that mansion in the Bay, but or Alex Rodriguez, one of the two, or both. I don't know.
What's
and then
gonna
Tom Brady has the house there. Like it's
Yeah.
like, dude,
That's true.
I think they would be stepping up and saying something, but I haven't heard any of them say anything.
Nobody's gonna care
No.
until a radioactive alligator like comes out of the water and eats somebody's baby.
Something like that.
Radioactive alligator
Something like
feels
that.
so hard.
This is how Godzilla gets created.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's not far off, really. I mean, shit. Toxic waste, same thing can mutate. you know?
Bro, speaking of like mutations and stuff like that, have you guys been paying attention to Chernobyl?
No.
Oh God! Don't tell me more crap's happening over there.
I heard that they were saying that they have another issue, like whatever they did to stop it. Which, if you haven't seen Chernobyl, the HBO series, god damn, what are you doing? That is like so good, bro.
Okay,
Um,
really quick. I heard it wasn't super accurate. It's riveting, okay, but it wasn't 100% accurate. It wasn't even like 80% accurate.
They, from what I've seen, is like so much of it was hush hush that they had to fill in the blanks for some stuff, and that's where a lot of
Right.
the character story goes and stuff. But how they actually tried to stop the meltdown and stuff like that is all true. And
Right.
so like they tried dumping sand on it, and they're like, oh well, now the sand is covering it, it's gonna superheat, turn into like melted sand, glass, whatever, and then it's gonna explode. So we got to do something else. And I think the way that they ended up stopping it was they ended up pouring concrete on it or something like that, and like building a thing around it. Well, they're saying now that that's becoming unstable, so they have to.
Well,
play-
it was
like
it was only supposed to last like I think 30
it was a
years or
Band-Aid.
something.
Yeah, it was definitely like a
Yeah.
Band-Aid. But they apparently they're like worried that like another thing's gonna happen with that. But then again, I see these TikToks where people are like going to Chernobyl in suits and like checking things out. So it's like I don't
I've
know,
seen
man.
people go up to the elephant's foot, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I feel like that's
but that's a really good show.
a surefire way to get cancer, bro. Like you're up in your
Mhm.
rates somehow, dude.
Yeah. Well, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, did you watch? You didn't watch the show,
No, I watched it with
Right?
you. When you were
Oh,
here, we watched it. Yeah,
That's right. Did we watch like an episode, or we watched the whole thing?
we watched the whole thing.
It was messed up how the one chick was pregnant and her baby absorbed all the radiation and saved her. Like that was pretty messed up.
Oh, I remember that. That's messed up. Like,
And
that's,
then like you watch her husband like just kind of like fall apart. And like they say with radiation poisoning, like you get better all of a sudden and then you just like it goes downhill really fast. So like you feel a little better, your skin feels like it's starting to heal, and then all of a sudden like your whole immune system just it's gone and then you just
Well,
completely die. Like
that's the thing. So
rot
I
from the
feel
inside
like radiation is so strange because like when radiation interacts with matter, it's basically just breaking it apart, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just deconstructing it.
Mhm.
How much radiation would you need to like visibly deconstruct a person?
I don't know, that's kind of what you see.
The thing is, like,
rough.
obviously you see their skin like start to peel off and stuff, right? But like, how much would it take to like see them just like dissolve? Like that's just so
I don't
crazy to me.
know.
Because theoretically that's possible, right?
I guess. I mean, I
Seem
don't know. I
dissolved?
don't know. I don't know much
Not,
about
not
radiation.
dissolve isn't probably the right word, but like, I mean, like, if you had, let's say you had like a cube of a very radioactive material, right? To the point where like you could see it wither away in real time. Imagine that, but like happening to a person. You just see them like just dissolve, like I said, like just disappearing basically. That'd be crazy.
Have you guys read The War of the Worlds, like the actual book?
Read
H.G.
it?
Wells? Yeah,
No.
dude, it's so good. The I think the weapon they call it the heat ray that the aliens have in that, like their little like. It's funny because like in the movies they're like spaceships or like tripods, but like in the book they're described as like giant like walking machines, right? You know, and they have this little heat ray thing, and basically I think like they didn't really know about radiation back then, but that was basically the gist of it. Was like you could target something with radiation until they like disintegrated. So, but that
Well, I
that
mean,
book is badass.
So radiation is weird because there's different forms of it. So there's like
Gamma.
there's there's even infrared radiation, which we're actually radiating infrared right now because infrared is just heat.
Mhm.
So like there's a lot of different forms of it, and some are definitely more dangerous than others. But dude, in physics, we talked about like how you would actually like protect against radiation, and it's really not that hard. Like if a nuclear bomb went off, just like I think like 8 feet of concrete and you're good.
Yeah, because I just got 8 feet of concrete laying around.
Well, I'm saying like a bunker, like it wasn't. It's not that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it wouldn't really be that hard to construct bunkers. That's why so many of them like.
Expensive.
But then you
Expensive.
got to deal with the fallout, though.
It's
It's
expensive. Yeah,
not
and then
like you'd be able to like just walk right out
actually,
after too.
no,
though.
no.
How long till you can't go outside?
Nuclear bombs don't actually. So unless it's a dirty bomb, fallout isn't that big of an issue.
I think it depends on how close you are to the actual bomb site.
Well, yeah, but like it's a few
Mhm.
days usually, maybe a week at the most. Radiation is not nearly as bad as people think when it comes to fallout.
I watched a video where it showed like if a nuclear bomb hit downtown San Francisco, it had a map and it talked about like the different zones, and like where I was
Yeah.
at, they would basically be like, do your best to like take duct tape and like seal all the doors, the windows. Make sure that you take a shower, but don't use conditioner. They say if you use shampoo that has conditioner in it, it actually causes the radioactive particles to bind to your hair, and then you'll get cancer from
your
it.
scalp.
Yeah, from your scalp because your scalp will absorb it. So they said use normal shampoo, and then at that point it'd be like don't go outside for like a couple weeks or something like that if you can avoid it.
Well, so I'm assuming everybody here's played one of the Fallout games, like any of them, Fallout
Mhm.
4, Fallout 3, whatever,
yeah.
right? So in
Yeah.
Fallout 4, they have this place called the Glowing Sea, which is like where the nuke actually went off. right? Yeah, that's complete and utter bullcrap, dude. It's
a
not
video game.
possible. Yeah, but I think someone looked into it. The only way that could happen is if you blew up a reactor like Chernobyl, right? Then that would maybe happen. But for 200 years for a place to be like that is like impossible. So um, nuclear bombs aren't as dangerous as I think people think they are. It's pretty much like a one and done thing. Like Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they're easily still inhabitable today. The radiation
Yeah.
levels are back to like normal background radiation.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like Chernobyl's like it's just I mean it's completely different because it's
Isn't is it Fukushima where that other
yeah, there was another one, Fukushima. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I heard that got like cleaned up
I don't know.
and that people were there now like for the Olympics.
I guess. But yeah, no, it's pretty crazy when you think about it that it's like, hey, we discovered a way to have like infinite power, like, we can power all these cities and stuff like that, and it's technically clean energy, but we don't know how to turn it off. Like there's no way to turn it off.
Well, I could get into it, but I don't want to. I don't want to bore you guys. There's different ways that you could do reactors and stuff.
But I mean, like they basically have these old designs that like there's not really a way to like safely turn them off.
Yeah, I mean they tried doing thorium reactors in the 60s and they didn't get enough funding because uranium was being used for nuclear bombs, which was just better for the government. But legit, they would use wax, and so when the reaction got too hot, the wax would just melt, and then the two things that were reacting separated. So it would turn it off, which is pretty cool.
I mean, Chernobyl does a really good, they do a really good court scene where he like describes like how the meltdown happened. Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah, but fission and fusion are two entirely different things. So when fusion becomes like they call it cold fusion, to where like it takes less energy to put in than you would get out. When that becomes a thing, like we're set. Like everybody's completely fine with like electricity. No one's ever gonna have to really pay for anything at that point.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Elon Musk's what do they call it, Starlink? His like free Wi-Fi thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
How good is that gonna be though?
Oh, it's good. It's like it's at least 100 megabits per second. At least I think I saw somebody at 200.
And like, how much is it gonna cost?
Dude, it's already a thing. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think everybody can access it yet. Like, it's still kind of like in a beginning. Like they're working on it.
I mean, let me put my address in.
That's his rendition on like satellite internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It says $500 for hardware. Service is $100 a month. Shipping is $50. Tax is $50.
Better than not having internet.
Yes,
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, is it enough to make me go, yeah, you know what? I'll ditch my gigabyte Comcast service.
Because it's not for you. That's the thing.
No, it's meant for people that are out in the fucking boonies that have no choice.
I get that.
And had 8 megs their whole life.
I get that, but even if it's like more stable, like I just don't see the cost to. I don't know, because like if somebody was like, hey, you can have internet that's like half the speed of yours right now, it's gonna be more stable, but it costs twice as much. I don't think I would take it.
Yeah, no one would, because that's stupid.
Right now, it's only meant for people that need it.
Yeah, if you're living
there's places that don't have it.
Yeah,
I need it.
Yeah, we'll chill with our 1 gig up, 1 gig down.
Genie's like, sign me up.
Genie needs it for sure.
Give me the hardware.
Dude, someone's like downloads like a 1 gigabyte game, and while Genie's streaming, and his stream just crashes, bro.
Oh yeah, literally, that's literally what will happen.
Genie's like, I gotta download a gigabyte, a 1 gigabyte Valorant update. I'll see you guys in 2 hours.
It's literally my life.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, with that PC reset, I had to re-download Cold War, and it was like 100 gigs, dude.
You're lucky it was only 100 gigs.
Can't you just download the zombies part?
It was only 100 gigs, bro.
Because it's like
1 gig.
It's like well over 100. I feel on Xbox.
I think you're. Well, I'm estimating. I think it might be like 110 or something like that. But
Yeah, it's
I don't think
ridiculous.
yeah, it's stupid.
But
And
Chris,
for some reason, downloading on Xbox is so fucking slow.
yeah,
For anything Call of Duty, I don't know why.
I think the network adapter is like doo doo for the Xbox. Oh wait, are you talking about like Xbox One or Xbox Series?
I have an Xbox One X, not the Series X, the one right before
So
that.
yeah, then I think the Xbox One had crappy networking.
dude, the Xbox One X hardware wise though is a pretty badass little console.
You had one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Liquid cooled. Yeah, the thing was quiet as hell.
I still have the. I think we still have the Xbox One S, which
The white one. Yeah, it's like a
yeah,
slim
that thing-
version of the.
Yeah, dude, the original Xbox One was a chunky piece of garbage.
It is so bad, dude. Like have you seen the videos of people trying to play Cyberpunk on those things?
No,
It is.
Oh my God.
It's like
You
10
probably
frames
couldn't
per
even
second.
do it.
I don't want to
So
know. I
bad.
don't want to know. That's
Oh
so...
god, dude. Dude, no, but it didn't. I remember, like it was super heavy, and it had an external power brick,
Drinking
and
a
that
Truly?
thing broke. Who's drinking a Truly?
Kyle.
Is that a Truly?
Maybe.
I thought that was
Nah,
Maybe, like, is that true?
Kyle's
what do you-
getting his drink on this whole time. I didn't even know. I'm drinking Hive
What the-
Nectar.
What? Oh, is it good? What's it taste like?
Yeah,
Like
apparently
orange
it is.
juice.
It tastes like orange juice.
It's like an orange
Bro,
tangerine juice, but like it tastes
I'm
like
sorry.
juice.
Dude,
Tastes like
they
juice.
they. I'm sorry, G Fuel, but you guys did not advertise that properly. When I see Hive Nectar, I think of honey.
Yeah, I'll admit they definitely
Yeah.
could have like.
The orange taste I didn't understand because then they're coming out with
Orange vibe.
KSI's orange vibe. I'm like,
Oh,
it's
bro,
orange
that's gonna be
creamsicle.
Weird
so
marketing.
good. It's definitely more like it's like orange tangerine or like with a little nectarine in it. I think that's where the nectar part of it, you know, like Hive Nectar.
Yeah, but where's the hide coming from, bro? I don't
know.
understand.
Like
like the
I
honey
get you.
aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been kind of
Mhm.
smart if they threw like a touch of honey in there.
yeah.
Do you like that edit where you made your face and I put that fucking that
Oh Lord, have mercy!
what's
I'm
that
about to
guy?
bust. Yeah, no, dude,
I
my
was
favorite was
fucking dying, dude.
the shake it part, man, was cracking me up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you said shake it like a couple
Yeah.
times and I'm like, I gotta put the shake
know,
it song
the
from Metro Station
instrumental.
back in the day. I upped the tempo so that way it didn't get
Oh,
copyrighted.
Yeah.
nice.
It's
nice.
so funny.
But
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. I had to do something.
I'm waiting on a new Fortnite video. I want to see a new Fortnite video.
Okay.
I don't
gotta
know.
work
I
on
don't-
that. He's throwing G Fuel videos
Yeah,
at me like it's
I am-
going out of fucking style. So
Right now,
Oh.
I think my main mission is just get all the reviews out, and I mean it's gonna take me a couple months. There's so many flavors.
I
Oh,
think getting to
it
that
was-
rankings setup video would be huge because it's like I like the idea of like, oh, your channel's a one-stop shop for G Fuel, and like people know to go to your channel for like reviews and stuff. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And then to have a whole video set to like how you really rank them would get more people invested into like getting G Fuel.
Speaking of reviewing flavors, snow cone is, I think, highly underrated.
That's what I say. I put it
It's
as
really good.
that's one of my best G Fuel videos. It has like 22K or something like that. I said it was best beginner flavor.
I have my review going out tomorrow, and I gave it a 10, dude.
A 10?
Yes, because I would-
think I gave it
I would
like
drink
a.
it. I would drink it every day, dude.
I think I gave it like a 7.9.
See, okay, because my scale is different. So my scale is whether or not I would drink it every day, because the point of it is like, do I like it enough to be like, yeah, I could literally drink this every day if I had to, right?
Yeah.
And that flavor, it's not too strong, but it's also like it's enough for you to actually like be able to enjoy it, and it's a good flavor.
I think it's good. I think it's mellow. I think you kind of know based off the picture what to expect. But I will say one of the biggest downsides is it's probably one of the most artificial tasting flavors they have.
Yeah, but I mean,
Next up,
it's-
Battle Juice. Battle Juice is very artificial pineapple
wait,
flavor.
isn't there a snow cone can?
Yes.
Oh,
And-
I want to
And
try that.
the
so
snow cone
bad.
can is even better. I will say it's even better.
Wait, so you're saying I shouldn't have given it a 10 because the can's gonna be a 10?
I even say that I rank the cans on a different scale. Like they're their
I
own
might
thing.
I might do that as well then because
Yeah.
dude, like Sour Blue Chug Rug, it's a decent flavor, but like having drinking an entire can of that is like
I think Sour Blue Chug Rug is the most overrated flavor.
for a while it was my favorite because I hadn't really had.
Or I
many
don't know if I
different
should say
flavors.
overrated, but it's overhyped.
It's
It's probably the most popular flavor.
I think like the actual blue part is good, but it's a little too sour for me.
Well, Hive Nectar is, I think, the first powder flavor I gave 100 out of 100 for. I can't think of anything that I don't like about it or that people won't
Wait,
like about it.
100?
Yeah, I changed it to a.
Jeannie, are you muted?
Yeah, Genie's muted.
Yeah, sorry, I had a phone call real quick.
He's doing a business call.
No, dude, he's trying to put a reservation at the freaking goth club, dude.
No, I'm not. That's funny though. That was good.
Yeah, I changed it so like now I can be like a 97 or like even if I wanted to I could be like, all right, these flavors are very close together, but like this is like a 97 and this is like a 97.5. Like I can like get really
Dude,
really
Or
crazy with it.
69.
you could have said it was a 9.75.
It's too many decimal points.
It's 2.
Anything more
I'm
than
not
1
saying,
and it's
dude,
like really
it's not
a
pie, bro.
9.324.
Jesus, man.
A 97 out of 100. 100 out of 100.
You said it. You said it. I don't know if it was last podcast.
And everybody does
before
out of 10.
But you were saying like I think differently, and I see that sometimes because I'm like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm fine with 2 decimal points. Everyone's like, that's ugly. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Why would you do that?
Yeah, but no, I feel like everybody does like the 10 out of 10 type of scale. So I was like, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna do the out of 100. You
I
know,
put quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I put quotes now because I feel like that gives you a better idea of like what to expect with it.
what do you mean
like,
quotes?
Like for example, with clickbait, I put too much cherry as the quote.
Oh, like what do
Like
you mean?
I put the rating and then I put a quote below it, like
Okay.
a quote that I said in the video about the flavor.
Okay,
Because I feel like that's something not really many people,
I love clickbait. By the way, it's so good. The
I
can was.
I did not like it that much. I felt like it was too much for me to drink every single day. Like I said, in
and
this, like,
and I
whole
said
scale
that
thing.
like it's not for everybody. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I feel like with that flavor, and I love it.
I don't hate it. It's okay. I would drink it every once in a while, but I wouldn't like
I know, but
chug it every day.
there is literally like 50 G Fuel flavors, and if something is okay, like there's so many other good flavors. Like you might as well just say it's not worth it. You know, like it's just.
Okay, no, because there's a difference between it being okay and me hating it. Because tropical rain tastes like feet.
Feet taste like.
Oh god.
What is?
Okay,
Yeah,
because-
I was gonna say.
Here's how I can explain that. Okay, so have you guys ever smelled vinegar before?
Yeah.
No, never.
Yes,
Not in my
maybe.
27 years. No.
Okay,
I like
so-
it. It
so
smells
you
good.
know, so you know how vinegar smells then, and so
Yeah.
feet smell like vinegar if they're stinky. Okay, and
Mhm.
so I think tropical rain tastes like the smell of feet. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I've never
that's
had
like-
it.
Gross.
The
I
only G
wouldn't
Fuel
say
I
that,
drink
but-
is hype sauce, and I love hype sauce.
Oh,
Hype
dude.
sauce is very solid.
Mm.
I like
I
shiny splash
do
better,
have
though.
Maiden's Blood, but like, so I just realized too from when you cracked open Hive Nectar in this video that you can just run your fingers through that
Yeah.
what do you call it, perforated edge or whatever you call it, fucking shit, and be able to keep the decal on the top, because I didn't like how on Maiden's Blood they put like Chris at the top. Chris, right? Chris Redfield
I think so. Yeah.
is on the front. Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they put him on the top like that. So I'm like, well, if I take that off, because like on my hype sauce one, I just took the top off because I didn't know.
Right. Yeah.
Because this is my first time buying G Fuel. So I was like, I don't really want to crack it open
same thing.
because I don't want to mess with the decal, and I love Resident Evil, so
Yeah.
that's why I told Danny, I was like, I think I'm just not gonna open this one. But then he showed me how you could do that, and I was like, I might try it now. Because you
How
said
do
you
you
like
do it?
Maiden's blood.
How do you
He
do
said
it?
just running your
I can show
fingers
you.
through that edge, and it
Just like
and
your
it.
thumb, right? Yeah, I
But,
did that.
but I was thinking too, like even to make it even cleaner, if you got a fairly steady hand, take an X-Acto knife or just a razor blade
Oh yeah.
and just go along that line to get it. Because like even when you did it with your fingers, you had that little strand of plastic
Yeah.
that kind of like went off.
So
But if you want like a real nice collector's can and keep it in that condition,
yeah,
I feel
then
like using a razor
if you
blade.
care, yeah, use a razor blade or
Could
something.
help.
But what I was
Yeah.
gonna say about it is, it depends on. It literally just depends on like the tub that you got, because that little
Yeah.
like terrible like line that you get where the dots are, so that you can tear it easily. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're a little too high up and you can't get it all the way, and that's
Yep.
what happened with my hive nectar, where like
Wait,
part of it was
Jeannie, what-
slanted and there was a little tail that came off.
Oh,
flavor
is
hate
that?
it. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Maine's blood.
Wait,
Oh, you
is
didn't
that
even
a
open
different
yours
one?
that either.
Oh, Chris,
Yeah,
by
I
the
got
way,
What?
the one with the thing.
I've got,
I'm
Same
waiting
one
on
he
my-
has.
I've got.
Oh,
like-
you got the box.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
Yeah.
I missed out on it. Bummer.
I've got this too.
I got the only box.
What
I
was that
have,
Tetris Blast
I
supposed to
didn't
be?
try it.
It tastes like those Walters
Gotta get
fruit
it.
snacks. It tastes like gummies. It's really good.
Oh,
I got this one. Doom.
Oh, that's sick.
Wait, what
That
it's-
flavor is
it's,
that?
sick.
Is that
It's
It's-
Doom.
it's-
It's
sour demonade or spicy? Sour?
I think it's the spicy demonade.
Bro, spicy is. Oh, I can't do it, man.
wait, that was
Yeah,
for
no.
Doom?
It's bad.
Yeah.
How did my brain never make that? I'm an idiot, dude. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's-
stupid. I like how
Bro.
everyone agreed with me.
Oh,
Yeah, spicy demonade. That's the G Fuel.
Look at this.
Oh.
Look at this sexy thing, though, man.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
go.
God.
Dude, I love the
This is dope.
shaker, bro. the shaker, dude.
Dude,
Oh,
I
dude.
can't wait for you to try it with milk, dude.
Look.
That's amazing.
If you guys are just listening, it's literally if you look up Sanic, it's literally that on the shaker cup. It's great.
It literally looks like it's been
That's
drawn by
amazing.
like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's all
I'm
smiling.
pumped to try the phase X
Gotta go
one.
fast.
I got that one coming. And
Which
and
one?
the KSI one.
Oh, dude.
Phase X. I got the collector's phase one coming, and I got the collector's for the KSI one. I think I'm gonna really like that one. If they hit orange sickle on the spot, I'm gonna be like, dude, it's hands down. I love like orange creamsicles and
Oh,
shit.
dude.
So
Dude,
if
have
they
you
can nail that,
okay,
I'm here for it.
dude. Okay, this is a niche thing, okay? But orange creamsicle,
boy.
like I agree, is a great flavor.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had orange creamsicle yogurt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Dude, that is
don't think so.
really good. I
Mm-mm.
think
Creamsicle yogurt.
I think Yoplait has it, or I think it's what the brand
Probably.
is
I
called.
think
But
Yoplait usually is the one that made all those crazy
Dude.
kind of flavors.
It's a great like little snack to have because it's
Yeah.
it tastes so good, dude. It
Yeah.
tastes so good.
I have a
Oh, yeah.
Diamatize is like my favorite protein brand because they make isolates that only have like 110 calories, but they taste really good. Like they have a Fruity Pebbles one. That's really
Yeah.
good. They have a Cocoa Pebbles one. That's
Ooh.
really good.
Ooh. I use Vade protein.
They had a birthday cake one, and I liked that, but then they changed it and it didn't taste the same. But now they just came out with like it's like a 50th anniversary or something like that of Fruity
Mhm.
Pebbles. It's a birthday cake Fruity Pebbles one. So I'm curious how that
Ooh.
tastes. But I have they have an orange dreamsicle one, and that is really good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped to try the KSI one. I hope it ends up being. I hope they nail it.
And again, I don't know what happened. I don't know because I talked to Shock about this. I don't know if Summit just decided he wanted to do something else for his flavor, or he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because Sumsicle to me sounds like the perfect name. Like it was
Yeah.
like it sounded like perfect. The tub looked really good, and then all of a sudden it's KSI's. All of a sudden,
Well, because when I saw the
I think it
Sumsicle,
fits KSI though too. I like how they
Yeah,
did
'cause
the
he-
box and everything. I think it looks or the
It looks
collector's one
dope.
because it looks.
It
sick.
I
looks
thought
dope,
the,
yeah.
the Sumsicle tub was a concept though, wasn't it? I thought it wasn't legit.
it was a contest for his flavor. So like they said it was going to be orange creamsicle, and like the design
Uh-huh.
was sumsicle, and it had like a beach with like orange creamsicle like in the sand. Like it looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm
Dude.
curious the behind the scenes of that. Why it
I
went
just-
to
Yeah, I don't know.
KSI.
They'd literally
I
been
just
talking
had
about it since like
a-
January.
I just had a mega brain moment, dude.
What?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say there's probably not going to be as much like of that like vanilla ice cream taste in the orange vibe. I
Mhm.
could totally be wrong, right? But in the event that that is correct, right? Imagine this scoop of vanilla ice cream inside of a cup of orange vibe, bro.
Yeah, if
That could be good.
if you're feeling froggy, yeah. I like
What
G
does
Fuel.
froggy mean? What is that supposed to mean,
You
dude?
feel what? You feeling squirrely? You throw some ice cream in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What is-
Early.
What
Froggy.
squirrely? How does that? I'm confused.
It's
I'm
just
picking
a
up what you're
saying.
putting down, Danny.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm not. I thought it's a weird choice of words.
I like G Fuel because it's 0 sugar, 15 calories, tastes amazing.
Mhm.
So once you start adding stuff to it, it's like, all right, now you're kind of like, you're going a little extra with it, so you're getting a little squirrely with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're throwing some
Wait, so
ice
you're
cream in there.
saying you're saying it's too much?
No, I'm just saying like it's not something you would normally do.
I mean,
Like it's
because
a special occasion, you know.
G Fuel slushies are immaculate. They're
Somebody
great.
said I need to get one of those magic cups where it turns it into a slushie, so that I can
Oh,
make
yeah.
G Fuel
Well,
slushies.
because all that I do is I get it's 1 scoop of powder, right?
Mhm.
You put some ice like almost to the top of the line for the shaker cup, and then you fill it with water, and then you put the powder in, and then you shake it. You put it into the blender, and then obviously you blend it, and then it ends up being enough for like, or I think I there's like a bunch of slushy, right? And it's enough to fill 1 shaker cup, but then there's a bunch of the actual like G Fuel liquid left over, so you can actually make 2 shaker cups with that.
Nice.
So you have basically 2 that you could just chug through the entire day, and because it's not 2 scoops, it's less caffeine if you don't want to have too much caffeine, and it's cool,
Mhm.
so you can stay cold during the day. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
It's
it,
definitely worth looking into.
Jopa reached out to me. He got a hold of a pink drip can. He's gonna send it to me.
I did
Nice.
try a pink drip.
It's
I did
good,
try
right?
it.
It's super mellow though. Like it's very light, but I kind of like that about it.
It's good. Would I drink
It's
it
top
every
10
day?
for me.
No, I would not drink it every day because I feel like
That's my wife's favorite.
I mean, I'd have to try it again. Like I have to drink a full cup of it because I basically got like a couple sips from Dad because he had made some.
I think it's funny that he's got like a bunch of G Fuel now. He's starting
Dude,
his own
he
collection.
has a bigger G Fuel collection than I do, dude.
he was like messaging me. He's like, "What about this flavor?" And I was like, it's kind of artificial tasting. Like Battle Juice is not that great. And then like it's fine, but like unless
you didn't like Battle Juice.
I'm not crazy about pineapple, and if I
Oh.
mean like it to me it tastes like a very artificial pineapple juice.
I heard.
What does pink drip taste like?
like a pink
Pink lemonade?
starburst.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the thing is,
Starburst.
see, like at first, like people will
Sounds
tell
good.
you like, oh, it tastes like this, and you're like, all right, well, I'll keep that in mind. It tastes exactly like that.
yeah.
It's
That sounds
uncanny.
good to me. I love pink starburst, so
I heard the can is
I have
next
to
level.
try that one. What was the other one? I can't think of, Danny. I messaged you. What was the other one I got the same time as I bought Phase X? I said I bought that one and something else. I can't remember what it was. Because then the other day I just bought the KSI one, but I bought 2 together with the Phase order, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
I was wondering if you knew. I can't remember. I'd have to
Bro,
go back
I mean-
and look at our messages. I'm curious which one I bought.
My brain is overloaded with G Fuel stuff because like they just teased that they're coming out with another like duo flavor like they did with the Mortal Kombat ones.
Yeah.
For Venom.
Venom, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have
Yeah.
like a Venom and a
Which-
Carnage flavor.
Dude, I
think
what are they gonna do?
I don't
bro?
know. I have a theory, but at the same time, like I could see them not doing that. Sheets has the exclusive red licorice flavor. I could totally see that being the Carnage flavor.
I copped cherry limeade. That was the other one.
Oh, cherry limeade's good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
down to try that one.
good.
That red licorice, I need to try it again. Dude, it had a very like almost like a sticky
Yeah, it was.
consistency.
It almost was like they melted actual licorice and put it in there. It was weird.
I mean, it was unique.
Yeah.
I'm seeing something about Duckaja with G Fuel.
Yeah,
is
he
getting
just-
a flavor?
He's getting his own shaker.
Oh, because all I saw was them pouring like a bunch of like pink
Yeah,
fluid all over
it's a
cup.
pink shaker. This is duck on it. It's pretty cool looking. I'm definitely gonna get one.
So once you get your own shaker, do they distribute that on the website? Like
Yeah.
fans could buy that.
yeah, and you get like
Yeah.
an extra.
And it's-
You get like an extra commission off that too. I think on top of like
So
if
it's
people use your
definitely
code.
just
buying
from you hitting a certain point in your affiliate
So
link or whatever,
I think it's
like
like if you
certain
have
sales quota or something.
if you have like really consistent use with your code for like a couple of years. Another way is like
Yeah.
if your code just gets used a lot, which you're not supposed
Yeah,
to talk
oh,
about
yeah.
numbers, but like I like my buddy Shock, like yeah, I think he's talking about like a version 2.0 of his shaker or something. So I think his code does really well because he's been doing it for like
The
6
Mark
years.
II.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like
there's
a lot of
couple
people got to be using yours though too.
Yeah, it depends on the month. It kind of fluctuates, but
Oh,
definitely
okay.
it definitely gets used a lot. Yeah.
Really quick, is
Your own
is
shaker would be
SpaceX
cool.
is SpaceX launching another rocket soon?
Who cares, man? SpaceX.
You were just talking about
I don't
Starlink like 5 minutes
understand the
ago.
hype
Not
of going to
SpaceX,
space.
though.
Yeah, but
I'm
like us
so-
going
Well, how do you
forward.
think they get the freaking satellites up into the sky, dude? What do they think they just
They
shoot
get
them
a-
with a gun?
They get a giant
Like-
cannon.
The Russians were gonna do that during the space race, bro. It's actually like they were planning
Bro,
to do that.
Dude,
It's cheap.
what's messed up is if you go look at the old space programs, they sent so many animals into space to just die, bro. It's so messed
Yes.
up.
Yeah, but would you rather
Mm.
an animal or a person?
I'm just saying, nobody
I'm-
talks about
I'm
the
sorry
animals.
that
who just-
freaking Fido died in space because he couldn't handle it.
It's not because he couldn't handle it. They literally couldn't get him back. Like it was a one-way trip.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't know, dude. What I feel bad about is monkeys, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, monkeys like they've kind of proven that they kind of have the same emotions as humans. You know, like dogs, it's
Oh,
definitely a
yeah.
little simpler,
Bro.
but
Dude,
Do they?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
He's
as soon as they come up with monkey butlers, I'm getting one.
Monkey
Like,
butlers.
I just
like
want
you
a
were saying-
monkey, dude.
Bro,
like the
I'm
Umbrella
not-
Academy, dude.
Bro,
You-
no.
No, monkey butler,
cruelty, or
Neuralink.
is that
So
like-
bad.
Okay, but I'm just thinking about worst case scenario, like the Neuralink thing fails and they rip your dick off, man. I'm telling you,
Bro,
man.
dude, they
They-
probably
I
they would
thought you were
build
talking about like a normal monkey, not
They-
one like
dude,
that. but-
they build like a failsafe into it so that if the chip dies, it just puts the monkey to sleep or kills it. I don't know, whatever. Whatever,
Mm.
something. They could
I'd
find
rather
something.
go to sleep. Than
I'd rather go to
die,
sleep too,
but-
but if the only thing they can do is make it die, fine, okay. But there's ways they could go about it. I don't want the monkey to die, but if that's the only way,
Thin
it's the only way.
waters there, bud.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, dude. The monkeys are.
then waters.
I don't want a monkey in my house,
What-
man. They're just.
What's the animal cruelty place?
PETA?
Or not?
PETA.
PETA?
PETA.
Yeah.
PETA's gonna
I'm
be
not,
coming
like I said,
after
like I
us.
said, dude. Okay, here's the thing, bro. Like, have you guys seen the Umbrella Academy? Because
Yeah.
there's a monkey
Mm-mm.
butler, and he's so cool, bro.
Yeah, but he's
I
been
think-
like genetically like they did something to his brain, so he's more like a human than he is a monkey.
Okay, so what's to
Mhm.
stop us from being able to do that plus Neuralink?
I just want one of those little monkeys. Like
Animal
those
cruelty
howler
laws?
monkeys or whatever.
It's dude,
They're cool
we-
as hell.
dude. If you had a monkey butler, you would treat it like a person. That's the thing. How was that animal cruelty? You would treat it like
No,
a person.
I'm saying you said what's stopping us from getting to the point where we do, and I'm saying like there's like it's not like it's gonna work the first time. Like they're gonna have to kill a lot of monkeys to get it to work.
Dude,
Probably.
they're already using Neuralink on monkeys. They
Mhm.
actually got a monkey to play Pong with
yeah.
its brain.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be making you chicken noodle soup the next couple weeks from now. Yeah, no, they got a long way to go, bro.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen tomorrow, numbnuts. I'm just saying in the future, like 20 years from now, if there's monkey butlers, I'm getting one.
You have fun with that, man.
I will.
Hey, 'cause-
I think a monkey butler sounds dope.
I'm just saying, man. You piss off that monkey butler, man. They're like 10 times stronger than you.
That's the thing. 20 years of development for that, bro. dude, if I piss off a monkey butler, he's gonna like use his British accent to call me like a wanker or something. I don't freaking know, dude.
No, I'm talking about like they just say, you know what? Screw you. This is my house now, and they just tear your eyes out, tie you to like a bedpost. You're stuck there. Now you're just there.
Jesus, dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because okay, what separates us from monkeys is that monkeys like they're very like emotionally immature.
Mhm.
So like they don't understand that things just aren't fair.
He's gonna throw poop at you.
Dude, oh, you know what? That reminds me. So someone brought up gorillas earlier. I think it might have been Kyle. So someone said because gorillas are already jacked as it is, right? Imagine if they had a workout routine, like a bodybuilding routine, dude.
Yeah, Joe Rogan said that. He's like,
Dude.
they're not even. He's like, these are just like normal gorillas. Like, think about if they had access to a gym.
Oh God.
Dude, so you could have monkey butlers and a gorilla army or gorilla bodyguards.
Or
Dude.
like, what if you gave them protein shakes? Because all they do is eat leaves. Like,
yeah, dude, yeah, they're herbivores and they're freaking jacked, bro.
give them some vegan protein shakes.
Oh, dude,
God, dude.
monkeys, primates in general are just so fascinating, man.
Yeah, I just think
how are they
it's-
so? How are gorillas so big, dude?
It's just genetics, man. Something about them, like they're. I don't know. What's crazy is that like there's so many different types of monkeys too. You know.
Yeah, there's those ones that have like their butts exposed where there's like no hair. There's those with the flat faces. Dude, I freaking love monkeys. You know, my birthday is actually National Monkey Day. Did you know that?
Your birthday is Monkey Day.
Yeah, let's go and look it up, dude. Monkey Day is December 14th. Tuesday, December 14th. Look it up.
Oh, you look like
It
a
is.
monkey.
Okay. Yeah, but dude, monkeys are just dope, dude.
Have you? Hey, I got a question for you. Have you shaved your head again? Like, or is you
Yeah,
just?
I shaved it again.
So he's
Oh,
keeping
nice,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I'm keeping it.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I think you could pull it off. Definitely pull it off better than I do.
I think it's because my hair is lighter.
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
might be it.
Just like super pale, so
I think head shape has a lot to do with it too. Like if you have a weird shaped head, like you just don't look good bald.
bro,
Yep.
I get comments. Your head looks weird, and I'm like,
They're just jealous.
yeah, they're just jealous. But it's like, dude, there's one guy who posted it on like several videos, and I'm like, bro, get a life. Like, I don't understand, dude. Like, do something better with your life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Some people don't have that ability.
Yeah, that's fair. Are they doing that McDonald's Monopoly thing ever again or no?
I don't know, but they're doing
I don't know. It's been a while, actually. No,
they-
you said something. It's been a while.
they're doing another
True.
like celebrity inspired menu, and it's a
Oh,
lot
like
of-
the Travis Scott thing.
yeah, but this is next level. Like they
Yeah. Oh,
no.
basically like I've seen the menu because I think it starts in a couple days, and I'm gonna have fun doing TikToks on this. But like they take a
Mhm.
Big Mac and they take the top bun away and they put fries and ketchup on top.
What?
Or like they have
Wait, how do you
Literally-
grip the burger?
that's what I'm
That's your
saying. That's
bun?
gonna be a mess. And then they
No.
have where like
you
you
put
literally
fries on top and then put the bun back on.
they take so they took
Yeah.
fries and nuggets and just threw them together and put ketchup on them. Like throw them in a box. They have a chicken nugget burger.
They're running out of ideas.
They have a chicken nugget burger. It's literally 2 buns, chicken nuggets with ketchup on them. There's ketchup on everything in this freaking.
Okay, what is this? A freaking school cafeteria?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
was-
kidding me?
I don't know, man. This is so.
Elementary
Why?
students.
I
okay.
forgot who it is that's doing it, but
Bro, you could. There's a lot you could
5-year-olds.
do there. You could put like a chicken patty from like a chicken sandwich on the same like
on a Big Mac.
like on a Big Mac. Yeah, like you
That'd
could
be
have
good.
like
Mhm.
you could have a beef patty and a chicken patty, or you could have just a chicken patty. You can do whatever
I
you
don't know how
want.
Beef and chicken would taste together.
I mean,
I don't know either.
when I go to Chipotle, I get chicken and steak together, and it's
I
delicious.
mean, like, you know,
I
if you
feel
put-
like
if you
that might
put-
be better.
you put two good things together. there's a good chance it comes out great. You know,
Sorry,
like, there's-
vegans.
Yeah.
Super random. Have you guys ever had pickles and peanut butter?
What the? Why?
I think it's time
Dude.
to end the podcast. I don't.
Whoa, hey.
Do it. Do it. I
Pickles and peanut
swear.
butter.
That
Do
sounds
it.
disgusting,
Do
bro.
it.
Gross.
Both of you do it for a TikTok and say I told you to do it.
No,
okay,
dude.
go comment. I'll definitely use the comment.
Okay.
See, here's the thing.
Try pickles and peanut butter.
I think pickles are gross to begin with. Okay.
Well,
Because
then you might not like it,
I
but
won't
if
like
you like
pickles.
pickles and you like peanut butter,
Pickles are good, and there's 0
Yeah, 'cause-
calories.
dude, it's weird.
Pickles
It's
are
like one of
gross.
those things where I was just like you guys. I'm like, you're fucked, and that's disgusting. And then I tried it, and I'm like, not
Onto
too
something
bad.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't want to say I've fallen out of love with peanut butter, but I don't know. I don't crave it as much
Love
anymore.
peanut butter, dude.
Same here.
Peanut
dude.
butter, apples and peanut butter.
Have you seen
my-
that they
one
have
of
the
my favorite
Reese's
snacks.
peanut butter that's literally like the fake peanut butter they put in the peanut
Oh,
butter
yeah.
cups?
Oh yeah,
Diabetes.
I use the healthy like real peanut butter, and it's like a little honey in it.
The only thing I hate about organic
So
peanut
freaking
butter
good.
is like you open it up and all the oil's at the top, and you're like, god damn.
You just
like,
gotta mix it around real quick.
like
It's not that bad. It's
sour
every now
cream
and
the
then.
same way, dude.
I'm always in a
Oh,
hurry.
sour cream pisses me off.
Oh, dude, I love sour cream.
I love
Always
sour
like
cream.
that.
I love sour cream, but like I hate when I open the container and it's like a bunch of just
Water.
like, liquid, and you're like, oh my! And then
We
have you
don't-
ever like accidentally splashed it everywhere?
Oh
and you
yeah,
got sour cream
It's-
juice everywhere. It's disgusting.
We just
it
get the
smells like
squeezable
shit,
pouches,
too.
and it's never an issue anymore.
I used to get the one that's in a squeeze pack. They have a whole
Yeah.
thing that's in like how you
It's
squeeze
very
like
convenient.
jelly.
It's very convenient.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is. It actually
Oh,
is.
like,
Yeah.
like a bottle of sour cream.
Yeah, but it's like
It's like a
it's in like a
pouch.
squeeze. It's almost like
Yeah.
it's like a pouch. Yeah.
That's got to be like.
And then
what's the
one-
term? Viscous. That can't work, right?
One,
No, it works great.
yeah, and like
Especially for, like,
it never
tacos.
ends up watery like the regular tub does for
No.
some reason. I don't know if it's because
And
that's
even if
something
it
to
does,
do.
you just kind of mess with the bottom of it.
I think it has something to do
That's
with
usually
air.
what I would do.
Like if there's air inside the tub, it causes it to separate or something. And so with the
Have you guys
pouch, it
ever-
doesn't happen.
Good idea.
Have you guys ever
yeah.
wondered how glue doesn't like dry up in the bottle?
Air. It's all about air.
I think it's-
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an
That's
air
so
concept.
weird, though, like-
Yeah,
But there's still a hole there, right?
yeah.
There's still a
I
hole in
seen
the
it
bottle.
coming. I was waiting for you to jump.
Now, one thing
That's
I was
funny.
gonna say about sour cream though is, have you guys realized that if you take like I don't know if it's fat-free sour cream and regular sour cream, you literally can't tell the difference. You literally can't tell the difference. It tastes exactly the same, and like
that's good to
fat-free
know.
sour cream is literally like a fourth of the calories or something like that. And I love sour cream, so like when I have tacos or nachos, I just pour
looked
that
into
bitch
sour
on.
cream. Is it even that bad? Because I was looking at sour cream the other day because I used it in those turkey bowls I told you guys about last episode, and I'm like looking at sour cream. I'm like, how is it even really that bad?
It's like 110 calories or something like that for like 2 tablespoons, but if you get the fat-free one, it's like 30 calories.
Oh, dude, tacos.
And they
sound so
taste
good right
exactly the
now.
same.
It
Like
does, and I
literally,
haven't had them in forever. Sounds really
yeah.
good.
But I'm telling you, man, you won't notice the difference.
I'm gonna have to make sure I look.
Yeah.
I'd never really pay it. I just always get that Daisy or whatever
Well, I
Oh,
have
yeah,
also
whatever.
noticed that
brand.
I also noticed that the squeezable pouches, the regular sour cream usually is gone first, but the fat-free one's always there. And so one day, like I accidentally grabbed one of both. And so like I squeezed it and I had it, and then like I realized like, wait a minute, this is fat-free, and I ate it and I was like, I don't notice a difference, man. And then I've gotten fat-free sour cream ever since then.
Was it
I
cost?
feel like does fat really hold like much of a taste value?
I mean, with sour
in
cream,
a
I mean,
lot
it
of
just
stuff?
I guess it would make it a little more like creamier, but like the taste
Mhm.
isn't any different because sour cream is sour. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's weird.
But
Yeah,
does it
yeah.
does
Good to
does
know.
it cost more? Because I feel like if it doesn't cost more, they should just replace it entirely. Because
It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what it
Why-
is. I
'Cause
really
they want
don't
people
know.
to be fat.
I don't notice any difference. to be
Dude, that
honest.
could be a whole conspiracy theory right there, bro.
Like
like
maybe
an-
there's a little more flavor. Because I mean, fat does taste
Maybe.
good. Like you think about it, like anything that is like fatty. I mean, literally, like anything that's deep fried, they're literally just adding fat to it and it
Dude.
tastes better.
McDonald's fries are
Yeah.
literally like don't they fry them like beef tallow?
There's
I don't
something with McDonald's fries because they're crack.
Dude,
Bro,
I
Like,
know.
they literally
Dude,
just
Mick,
have a distinct
Dude,
taste compared
Texas
to any other
toast
fry.
from Raising Cane's has literal cocaine in it. I'm pretty sure because it's so freaking.
I
think
still
their
haven't
sauce
had
does.
Cane's, and I really need
Oh,
to try
yeah.
Cane's.
Chick-fil-A
I
sauce
vowed
too.
the next time that I go to fucking Ohio, I'm going to Cane's because that's the
I eat
only place
Cane's
I know
about-
that has them.
Oh.
So
I don't
good.
think Florida has Cane's, but
So I mean, don't get me wrong. Chick-fil-A's chicken
they have
sandwiches are
Zaxby's.
their chicken sandwiches are good. Okay,
It tastes like pickles.
Oh, fire! Hell
But-
yeah, I love Chick-fil-A.
but do
Chick-fil-A
you guys put Chick-fil-A sauce on your chicken sandwiches?
100%.
And that's what
And
I'm
extra
saying.
pickles.
I think if
I-
Chick-fil-A did not have their Chick-fil-A sauce, it would move down like a couple of points there, and it would not be as popular. It's literally their
is it-
sauce
Yeah,
The Chick-fil-A
the
sauce.
sauce is
isn't it-
crack.
because
I
the
heard it
waffle
was-
fries taste like nothing
I
without the
heard.
sauce.
Yeah, I agree. I heard that it's just mayonnaise and ketchup combined, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
No,
All I know is
no,
their
there's
waffle.
no.
You
way
can
more than
buy a
that.
bottle of it, and like we use it on everything now. But
Oh, yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it's really bad for you too. It's full of like soybean oil and all kinds of gross stuff.
It's gotta be
And
bad.
I think it's hydrogenated soybean oil is in Mountain Dew, and they've literally linked it to like speeding up Alzheimer's. Like it's bad, dude. That's why I don't drink regular Mountain Dew.
I feel like there's so much stuff out there that can kill us, and we're just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh.
Who cares?
Well, because they're like, oh, well, you know, it's
Oh.
there's not enough in one can to like hurt you, but over time, these people who are drinking
Yeah.
like 2 liters of Mountain Dew every day, like
Soda's one of the biggest things. If you can find the willpower to cut it out of your diet completely, do it.
I mean, for me, it's gotten to the point where if I have regular soda, I'm like, it like
Yeah.
coats your teeth, and you're
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah.
So, because I had just had LaCroix and just like plain water, right, for like 2 weeks straight, and then I went back to Pepsi for like a day, and I was like, only
It's
like a few
brutal.
sips, and then after that, I'm like, this is too much. I don't like this. Like, it's not.
Because it's
It's not good
all
anymore.
sugar.
Try Coke Zero. I think Coke,
Pepsi's even worse than
I have to
Coke
try
for
it.
sugar wise.
so they had Coke Zero for the longest time, and it was like Diet Coke. It just, you know.
Well, wait, I heard they changed the flavor of Coke Zero.
Yes, they changed it. They changed it to Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. It was a new formula, and it literally caused like the whole soda market to have to like step up their game.
What's the
Because it-
difference between zero and diet?
Diet. I mean, it just has this aspartame taste, whereas like
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
which is
Zero
supposed to be
Sugar.
bad for you, right?
So I've heard
Didn't
that
they say it was
a
supposed to be bad?
I heard that it was some kind of like misinformation that they spread to try and like get people to not like jump on the diet soda train because like it became a huge fad.
Mm,
Big sugar.
Aspartame comes from plants,
okay.
so
does
it's not.
sugar.
So in theory, wouldn't be bad for us.
So sugar
Well-
comes from plants too, and sugar is okay as
Well,
long as you're not
yeah.
having a shit ton of it like there is in soda and candy
Yeah.
bars and all that stuff. Like sugar's in everything if you look at it.
Well,
Oh,
then
but
isn't
what
there
you're
a
saying
difference
is-
between sugar and cane sugar? Like cane sugar is that
And
more
that's the
raw
other thing is that
sugar?
there's cane sugar, which your body can like process a little easier than high fructose
Yeah.
corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup
Yep.
is literally like one of the worst things you can.
Wait, so do
Have.
they not have that in Coke Zero then? The high
No.
fructose corn syrup?
Coke Zero is like aspartame and all that other stuff, but
Oh,
artificial sugar, like they call it like artificial sugars, but I don't know, man.
Mhm.
Like I've
Yeah.
heard people say like like oh that artificial stuff is like gonna give you cancer, so like I'd rather just have the other thing, and it's like so you're saying that like you would rather get like diabetes and be overweight and stuff like that, you know? I'm like I don't know, man. Like and like none of it's been linked to cancer, I don't think. The aspartame and stuff like that. The only thing that I've seen about artificial sugar that was kind of scary was they found out that if you take Splenda packets and like give it to ants, they'll all die because they like take it to their queen and then it'll like kill the whole ant colony. Something about
What is it?
Splenda they
Splenda
can't
supposed to be like
process.
super
Yeah.
bad for us too.
Yeah, Splenda's different. It's like their own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what they put
'cause
in there. But it
the thing is,
tastes
though,
nasty too. I don't know why people like
the-
it.
Gross.
the
Mm,
ant
gross.
thing, that could literally just be like their bodies can't process it a certain way, so they just like commit Sudoku and just die.
Yeah,
Mm.
but that like they think it's sugar, so they like take it to the queen and then
That sucks, dude. Imagine being the dude that brings that back to your queen and then everyone dies.
Thinking they found the jackpot.
the
Yeah,
ant.
like,
like,
mass
"Hey,
suicide.
I'm
God,
gonna be
dude.
so famous, and then boom, everyone dies. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I think we
crazy.
should definitely come to an end here. I think we're at like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what kind of stuff should we think about for? Like, we should think about something. I want to talk about cults. I don't know why, but I've been wanting to talk about cults.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
I'm down for that. We can get into some shit.
I'll have to look
Colts is
up
great.
a couple of them, yeah. You want to do a PowerPoint thing? like
can.
PK?
I don't want to.
PK?
It's too much work.
Dude, do you remember that though?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, honestly, I think that like
I don't have time.
Actually, I think only Woody did that.
I don't know.
I think only Woody did a PowerPoint. It was funny. But
They were just talking about all kinds of conspiracies.
yeah, like the
Denver
JFK airport.
Yeah,
Or no, it wasn't JFK. It was the Denver airport.
yeah,
you're right,
Denver. Which is super
We
weird.
still
by
need
the
to
way.
talk about frickin' Fear Street.
Oh,
I
we were
don't-
supposed to
I
do a
don't-
watch
Yeah.
party.
I don't think I have
And
time
then-
for a
and then-
watch party.
It's so good.
You guys have to watch it
dude.
on your own.
Is it on Voodoo?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix. It's all free. Well, Netflix ain't free, but
I mean,
Yeah.
we have Netflix.
Well.
It's fine.
everybody just has Netflix now, so it's like
Can you perform that monologue?
Get out of here. Go.
Nah, I don't want to perform it.
Yeah.
Why don't you perform a monologue?
Okay.
Oh,
What
no.
monologue?
Like, you just have some off the top of your head.
Yeah, actually, hold on one second.
Recite
just-
some
he's-
Edgar Allan Poe.
He starts doing the taxi driver one. You talking to me?
Hold on. You want
Am
me
I
to
talking to
actually do
me?
this?
Am I talking to me?
Am I talking to me?
I might actually have one here.
Oh god.
Oh God! No! End it! End it! End it! End it!
Okay.
All right. That's it for this one. We'll see you guys next week.
awesome. See you
All right.
guys.
Good talk, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.